start in your heart to slow. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know. Losing almost all my energy. It's getting hard to talk to you, and I'm the only one who speaks. It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want to know. Secrets start in your heart to slow. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know. Here we go.
Okay, guys, here we go. We got Charmaine in the house. We got Kent in the house. So, hey, Charmaine, hey, Kent. Hi, guys.
Hello. I'm still running.
Yeah.
I'm still running.
Yeah.
So I'm
Absolutely. Hi, Kent.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Yeah. Happy Heritage Day. And you called it what, Kent?
Natal Day in Nova Scotia.
There you go. I know some province differ. Our family day or whatever we call it, and that is in February. So I know provinces can differ on certain holidays and stuff like that. So in Canada, regardless, it's still a holiday. So happy holiday, everybody, today. Yeah. So you guys, welcome to the live. Of course, if you haven't hit that like and the share for Jack and Lily, please do so. It's going to be a great live. And yeah, so we're just going to get right into it right away, pretty much here. Okay, got lots to talk about. As you know, the live is titled that Daniel, tells his truth in length, and he opens up in length. Okay, guys. This was from, oops, I'm just going to mute you for a second.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so this was from a conversation mostly the other day, a couple of days ago after the live, and then you guys know I was at my sister's house yesterday. And so I'm not going to lie, I was spent. I could barely even utter a proper sentence to my sister as I was talking about the case because I was so exhausted. Daniel, he was kind enough to spend a couple hours talking to me that day. I know he was in a Facebook group chat yesterday. I know other people have shared those screenshots. I'm not going to be sharing those screenshots. You guys can go find them on Justin's channel or whoever else has put those out. This is really going to be focused on this big lengthy conversation that Daniel and I had, but I'm not really showing my side of the conversation because there's might be a few pieces. It doesn't really matter to me what I'm asking. For the most part, Daniel was just, typing away. And as I kind of said, there was one portion there where I literally sat there for pretty much an hour watching these bubbles. And then I realized, wait a second, I could sit here and hit screen record. What am I thinking? I can get some ice cream. But anyways, so one of these posts is just like really long. Again, it's Daniel has opened up in truth and in length, and he wants to share a lot of this stuff with you guys and not just do it in these little posts like this. There's also a portion where he gives more timeline information. Again, now I'm going to leave it as this, okay, as well. This is just going to be a live about what is being said by Daniel, and that is including the timeline and stuff. You guys, at the end of the day, whatever you want to screenshot or take away from this, what you will. Again, you guys, right, obviously have your own brains to figure out what you deem as truth or non-truth and stuff like that. So this live is just going to run smoothly like that. Okay, guys, our lives can be long enough as they are. And if we take out some of the extra crap in it, basically, it'll be a lot shorter of a live and just more fluent. Okay, so let's just keep it that way. And and get into it. But the first thing I am going to say is, of course, Jack and Lily have been missing since May 2nd of 2025. 2 days ago was their 3-month anniversary of since they've been missing. Obviously, now we're now at 3 months and 2 days that they've been missing. Don't know what's happened to them. There's still answers waiting to come, hopefully, in Jack and Lily's case. So just keep your prayers out there. Keep your thoughts out there for Jack and Lily. And obviously, hit that like and share. Keep their story out in the algorithm. That's what matters. Cheryl and her husband made this beautiful log that said every child matters, along with Jack and Lily. And it was very beautiful out there. People have made poems. I have done my own tribute awareness videos from It's a Crime and Shame as well. And it's anything that I can personally do myself, with asking you guys to do the same, just to even hit that like button and just keep Jack and Lily's story out there. That's the most important thing that a lot of family members wish. Belinda, you guys, as you guys know, I'm sure she's in chat right now. So Belinda, again, love you for talking about the case with me from the start, pretty much, right soon after, and continuing to fight and be a warrior for Jack and Lily. As you know, again, Daniel Martell has been out in the public eye saying a lot of stuff like that. And obviously he felt like he wanted. Thank you. Thank you, Annabelle. I desert you for ice cream, Annabelle. Thank you for becoming a member. So again, Daniel didn't want to do it in little blurbs like this. So it's going to be very lengthy to read to you guys. And first, I'm going to start off by playing, because there's so many people out there that don't grasp this, is that a lot of people, especially if it's your first time following this case or a case in true crime, because this one's hit home to you, people don't understand the impact that true crime communities can have. This channel itself brought a young boy home that was missing for half a year, all because our video and live with the father who joined us. And then they ended up finding him a couple of states over in the United States and bringing him back home. His grandmother was desperate to find out if he was alive or if he was dead. And gratefully, within, I think, 48 hours, they were able to locate this child a couple states over. But so what I'm going to do at first is play a couple clips, because people don't understand that YouTubers truly do help when it comes to solving crimes. And we know this, but some people don't know this. And it was good to see you all. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for being in chat. Thank you for being here. Appreciate that so much. So we're going to start off with, I think we're going to start off here. Well, we'll start off with this short one here. And I'm just going to play that. Share screen. We'll play this one first, okay? Just to, again, to show you guys that true crime does matter.
Petito missing persons case, and it appears to be solved thanks to a YouTuber. So this car was pulled out of a private pond in Camden County, Missouri over the weekend. Inside of it, human remains believed to be that of Donnie Irwin, who went missing back in 2013. So a YouTuber named James Hinkle made the discovery after flying a drone in the area. He became interested in solving this case after learning the victim was a veteran. Authorities are now working to confirm the identity of the remains.
Okay, so 1 second.
Persons case.
So, and a lot of you guys might know the channel or Adventures with Purpose in the United States and stuff like that. Again, these people, they're experienced. They solve, like, well, this one was a drone. Now, Adventures with Purpose has and always will be, even though they've, had some turbulence in their channel, to bring so many cases to close for the loved ones. A lot of these are cold cases on there. But another big one was Gabby Petito's. Kylie Rodney was another one. So the next one we're just going to quickly watch is, let's see here. It's the one by News Nation with Ashley Banfield. And it's the Gabby Petito case. So I want to, again, just implore everyone to realize that the RCMP, the LE have their jobs to do. But, it's because a lot of times of YouTubers, because everyone's recording and doing things they're trying, or they have search teams and dive teams of themselves that have way far better equipment than the RCMP and stuff like that, because that's what they do, right? That's what they do all the time. And like Adventures with Purpose, right? They would go out and help families, and it was because of their subscribers and the money that they make off YouTube that they're able to do such miraculous things. But this is Gabby Petito's case. Very heart-wrenching case, absolutely. So just to give you presence for this one, Gabby Petito and her boyfriend, Brian Laundrie, they decided to kind of do a van life thing and, travel across. At one point, obviously something really bad happened, and Brian had driven home in the van by himself, no Gabby Petito. Okay. And because of a YouTuber, and they were able to know exactly where this van was because of a YouTuber.
To narrow down the search area and almost pinpoint the exact location of Gabby's body on September 19th, 2021. Jen Bethune helped close a case that might otherwise be unsolved as we speak tonight, and she's kind enough to join me now. Jen, I have so looked forward to an opportunity to speak with you. First and foremost, to say thank you for doing what you did. You really were the linchpin in this case. When people say social media helped solve the case, it's an understatement what you did. So thank you. But also, how does it feel that you really did make a huge difference in redirecting the FBI to look somewhere else because they had their timeline and their location wrong?
Yeah, it was wild. I've always maintained that everyone had a piece to the puzzle. We just had to put them all together. And this happened to be a puzzle piece that we discovered by a whim. And it's one of those experiences that I'm so grateful we were at the right place at the right time.
It's a very frantic thing to be a non-television person, a non-media person, suddenly to have the whole media world knocking on your door, trying to find you, trying to get you to talk while you're in the middle, literally, of a police investigation. But you've had now 3.5 years to sort of settle and think about everything that you've been through. Tell me a little bit about where your thoughts are and how you've processed all of this.
Oh my goodness. It has been such a beautifully hard blessing. We've been able to learn so much. We've gotten close with Gabby's family, and they're just some of the most incredible people. In fact, I got to go for her service. And when I went, I had this beautiful serendipitous day. And I actually got to let go 10 years of grief of losing my own child. And so, it was a horrible circumstances. And I think all the way around, it's been beautiful to get to know their family.
I want to talk a little bit about that, because even people who've watched this series on Netflix or followed every machination of the story might not know about that personal struggle that you went through and the really serendipitous thing that happened on your late son's 17th birthday. Can you tell me that story?
Yeah, it was totally random that we ended up at Bridger Teton anyway. We went on a whim. We asked some friends that morning, we were like, hey, where should we go? And they said, you need to go camp in Spread Creek. And on the way there, we had a breakdown. Our bus wouldn't shift. And so my husband had to get under it, and he figured that it was a shifting linkage. And he's like, there is no way we have this part. It's a very random part to have. And so I said, hang on. And I went up to our toolbox. And when I did, lo and behold, what is sitting in the top? A spare shifting linkage. And so we were able, it delayed us by a couple hours. but we were able to get back on our way. And when we first went into the Tetons, we were pulling in to Spread Creek, and my husband has GoPros that record in the front and record in the back. And he had finished talking. And usually GoPros, the batteries don't last very long at all. And these stayed on just long enough to be able to capture the footage of her van. And yeah, I found it on what would have been our son's 17th birthday.
It must have felt like a sign. It must have felt extraordinary that you share in a similar kind of grief as the Petitos. You can empathize with them. By the way, what was that like when you first met them?
Oh, gosh. Well, the morning of finding the footage, Kyle came back to our bedroom and he said, Jen, Nicole emailed you. And I was like, oh my gosh, please don't be mad at me. Please don't be mad at me. And she asked me to call her, and we just had such a beautiful conversation. And I said, what do you need me to do? I will do anything for you. And she said, I need you to go on every news station imaginable and do every interview you can so we can find her. And that's what I did. I remember driving through Fargo, North Dakota. It is rainy and nasty, and I'm doing several different national news interviews while my bus is rolling down the road. So it was quite the experience.
When there, I hope that one was very impactful for all those people that have someone missing, that YouTubers, true crime community does work. And it's not just the LE or RCMP. Charmaine, just for your personal thoughts on this, you know how important it is for a timeline and for people to be voices, right? For campaigning for the missing, to do it like she just finished saying. She was asked, go on, any freaking broadcast basically that you can. Go ahead, Charmaine.
Well, I mean, you have to think about when we get news alerts, right? Sometimes there's like a breaking news and they'll interrupt your programming or whatever. But for the most part, we have to wait till the 6 o'clock news to get updates and stuff. Whereas social media, like, we don't sleep very much, right? So the word goes far and fast. So the power and the impact of social media is massive. And I think law enforcement, they're just starting to realize, like, more so now after Don't Fuck with Cats, but I think they're starting to realize that if, they can use us as a tool, really. Sometimes it's a hindrance for sure with all the misinformation and drama that people just like to run with sometimes. But if we keep it straight to the facts and try to withhold our own personal judgment, it can be a very useful tool in finding missing people quickly, or at least getting the word out, like almost faster than an Amber Alert, if you think about it. So.
Absolutely. Kent, did you have anything to say about this quickly? Because I know that this is your first case that you've been following, and obviously it's from your area in the Pictou County area. Did you have anything to say about this part? Oh, I gotta unmute you. My bad. There you go.
I always find when I get on social media, I started with Twitter and then Facebook, and I always thought that that's the main use for it, other than keeping up with family and friends. The next thing is to spread information. So, yeah, I can see where it can be worked, and I'm like Charmaine in the fact that if it's used proper, then it can be a tool rather than a hindrance.
This is true. Okay. Thanks, Kent. Okay, so and that's why I really wanted to show this for all those people that aren't in the true crime world, and we've been in it. I've been in it personally for 5 years myself, to spread awareness, bring awareness to cases. Most of them to do, of course, with the missing and the murdered. But it's the impact, like this case right here with Gabby Petito, right? These people happened to be driving and had footage exactly where Brian Laundrie, where the van was. So they put that trajectory back on course, all because of the footage that they had, because they knew that they were in the area. So they went looking through their footage, and they found Gabby Petito not very far away from where Brian Laundrie had last been there with that uh, white van. And so, anyways, again, it's a very impactful thing. So whenever somebody says, like, well, what do you think you are? What do you think you can do? Well, I know what we can do when the tools are used right. And like I said, Belinda, and Daniel especially has been in the news pushing it out there. That helps keep it rejuvenated. Absolutely. And that's why sometimes we have a hard time with, why isn't the mother doing, the same thing? Because it is very important, whether they agree or not. It is so important for finding answers and that we can push things out. But anyways, the next thing I'm quickly going to go on to is share screen. And let's see here. And okay, so you guys know the other night, Daniel from the Drunk Turkey Show was on our live. He was a former police officer. He was taking an investigator's course as well. He was in it for 5 years, about 15, 20 years ago, he said, right? Uh, Daniel, I respect him so much, from the Drunk Turkey Show, and Jaime and Big Blue, even though you guys don't see them as much. But now he's taking on the case as well. And so, again, just a great guy, great people from the Drunk Turkey Show. I'm going to drop the link from there. So you guys might want to sub up over there, because Daniel's going to be covering the case. He's been watching a lot of the interviews. And again, when you want someone that just really, has a good insight, level-headed, very grounded, and very fair, um, you know, so I'm so glad that our friend Daniel from the Drunk Turkey Show is now going to be taking on this case in the United States and the San Antonio area. But again, spread awareness, right? But anyways, so I dropped the link for his channel there. Thank you, Daniel, again, if you're watching this live. Thank you for being a good person, good stand-up person. Love you, buddy. And thank you for joining us the other night. And I'm sure there's going to be more now. Okay, so thank you, guys. Now, we appreciate that. You guys are doing a great job. Yes, I have some emails. Yes, I got quite a few emails that I do need to tackle. So don't worry about that. I will get to those. Okay, guys. And so now we're going to get into mine and Daniel's conversation. Mostly you're just going to see Daniel talking. I don't feel like anything I said there was too relevant. It was just really him answering, well, saying his own, like I said, in length, his own truth. And I just let him type away, basically, really. And so that's what we're going to start off with. Did Kent or Shemaine, do you guys have anything to say before I get started on that?
Well, the only thing that I would
Go ahead, Kent.
the only thing that I would ask is, I'd ask everybody to, because we've already seen comments saying that, oh, well, this is more Daniel's bullshit or whatever. I would ask you to watch and listen to the information that he states tonight. Take it as you wish. We all have a little bit different beliefs here on the platform, as I'm sure almost everybody in the chat does. And we want you to just listen to this person telling his story. I believe it's probably the most comprehensive chat that you've seen since he started. Take it for what it is, believe what you want, and or believe what you don't want.
Well, that's exactly it. Charmaine, did you have anything to say before I pull it all up? You're muted, by the way. Oh, there you go.
You button. So
Pardon?
all I'm gonna say is buckle up, guys, because there's so much here that I had to plop it into my Speechify because I wasn't reading all of that. So I actually had it read to me by Snoop Dogg. But there's a lot, and I don't mean to make light.
Yeah.
This is serious, and thanks, Daniel, for talking to Sunny. Thank you.
Yeah. No. I thank every family member regardless. I'm just going to be honest with you guys too. I do want to pull it back. Yes, I have been, you guys know, I'm just going to say this before we get started. You guys know that, me and Daniel have this love-hate relationship going on is because all I'm searching for is the truth of the matter. And you guys know that, me and Daniel, and especially last week, sometimes when I just hit the end of my rope with anybody, to be honest with you, whenever I feel like, I'm being lied to and stuff like that, it triggers me. It does, and so it just really has gotten to a point, but I really don't want to bring that so much into the lives anymore about this meaning the whatever you want to call it, the attacking on Daniel, Malaya, Janie, and stuff like that. I want to get back to what it's supposed to be about, and keep these lives more consistent with just the information, and let you guys yourself determine what it is that you guys think out of it all, because that's your right. We still will talk about things, absolutely. At the end of the day, if their words are their words, then they have to go by those. And if they need to say, hey, well, you know what, I made a mistake here, I didn't, that was wrong and stuff like that, then so be it. Okay. But I really want to tone it back and bring it back to that, and not get into this whole, piss pot fighting and stuff like that. Keep it focused back on Jack and Lily. Whatever truth you want to believe, totally up to you. Fair enough? I think that's fair. You guys fair? Fair? Yeah, I seen Kent nod. I seen Charmaine nod. Okay, well, you know what? Let's get into it then. So first, we're going to start off with Daniel's, like I said, truth and his lengthy conversation with me. Let me just pull that one up. I got a couple things going on here. Come on now. Nope. Okay. Now, I need to go back to number 1. Just one sec, guys. Okay. So, basically, when I initially messaged Daniel, it was because, honestly, Kent had told me that Daniel thought that the 911 call was earlier. So I sent him a screening of the, 1001 911 call, because Daniel had made a comment, well, like, unless you have a screenshot, basically don't believe it. So I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to send him the screenshot. He had sent a couple pictures of the school for 617 and 618 himself. And anyways, that's truly just kind of where Daniel just started talking to me. So I was kind of in shock, to be honest with you, because he had never answered me before on Messenger. And then he just started putting it in, paragraphs. And one paragraph is about yay long, right? So I'll take us off the screen, make this bigger, so you guys can see it better. Let me just see something here. One sec. Let me see if I can do that this way. Okay, I'm going to do it this way. Okay. So we'll start off by saying, so I basically sent him that screenshot. And then he said, listen, Sonny, remember the other day Belinda asked investigators, do you have any suspect? Investigators said no. I asked investigators about what him and Belinda talked about, and he told me everything. Then I brought it up that she put the statement that RCMP have no suspects. He then goes on to tell me that he regrets telling her that because he thought that she would keep it to herself. Can you imagine if I said that? I thank Belinda for that. Darren was so close to talking with Malaya about a month ago, but Cindy and the family said nope. Us three on the property did not harm the kids. When I say I cooperate with major crimes, I really do. I tell them everything. I mean everything. I tell them everything every time I come in close proximity to Malaya for court or CPS. I tell them if I'm going to no service. Now, I want to say in to this as well that Darren was called in himself. And basically the investigators had said the same thing to him. Okay. So it wasn't just, say, Belinda, it was Darren as well. And so let's go on to the next one. Okay. Okay. So this one's lengthy. Come on. I don't know why all of a sudden it's doing that. Oh, really? You're going to mess with me, are you? Canva, a little bugger. Hold on. Let me hit my refresh on my Canva. It obviously wants to play around with me a little bit. Okay. Okay, now this is a long one, okay? This is all, you guys, one text. Both sides of the page is one message, I should say, on the messenger, okay? This one, maybe I'll make it like, let me see here. Maybe I'll make it where I take the banner off of this side of this one, just to make it clear, okay? Okay, so this one says, I tell them everything. I tell them about everything, Kent. I have them watching your show, Jim Walker, which is Tint, Alana King, which you guys know who Alana is by now. I give them any locations the kids could possibly be. I gave them DNA. I was the one who insisted that the blanket was important to the case. Major Crimes kept telling me it wasn't. But look now, the blanket is being sent to forensics. I can't share information on the forensics, but I will. But I was given info. I also have information on cadaver dogs, but was told not to share. Sonny, the RCMP statements put out there, I know a few days in advance. I was supposed to take a second round of polygraph exams, but when I was asked when they say that they were no longer necessary, I asked why, but they declined to answer and skirted past my question. Sonny, Major Crimes works around the clock, and they and they do, I guess, a lot of overtime. You know, in the last month, investigators have only came to me in person one time. You know, in the last month, investigators have wait, I already read that. I go to them 3 times a week. You know what? I'm going to freaking put on my glasses for this. I swear I need them for this one. Okay. Wait, 1 second. I'm going to get my glasses. 1 sec. Okay. Well, I don't know that that's more helpful, but let's see there. Okay. All I'm saying is it's not easy being the main target. But if I'm the target, then the parties involved need to make only one mistake. I also help trying to come up with every possible situation the kids could be in, such as the area probability isn't urban because risk factors are too great and the kids couldn't go outside without a fucking sin. Huh. Without a fucking sin. Huh. Not sure what that's supposed to mean, actually. Without a fuck. Then, Charmaine, do you know what that means? And the kids couldn't go outside, I think was a fucking sin. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was going to say negative. I don't know, but that's probably right. Was a fucking sin.
Was a fucking sin, yeah. The individual or individuals that do that to the kids are probably older or retired, possibly due to the fact that they can supervise the kids without working. If they do work there, they would have to be a swap in supervising the kids, or the other option is there is a couple that has the kids so that they are supervised without the need for phone calls or message that leave a possible trail of evidence. I've helped since day one. I did not hide. All the leaked stuff on the case came from me. I slowly leaked it over time to keep the kids in the news so they wouldn't be forgotten. No one sees what I'm doing behind the scenes, Sonny. That's what I'm trying to say too. It breaks my heart to see all of this. It also breaks my heart. I know things, but I can't speak out on because it will harm the investigation. Another thing, Commander of Operations pulled me aside after the day Malaya left and told me, we now see you as the primary guardian for the kids, and everything we tell you is more detailed and much longer than the 2-minute phone calls that we have with Malaya. Now, I'm not going to lie, I remember exactly him saying that almost verbatim about that. I went up to the command center every day for a briefing. And on the last day of the search, Commander of Operations of the search and rescue pulled me aside one-on-one and said to me, Daniel, we brought in classified technology. We got approval from the federal government. And I'm so sorry, Daniel, we don't believe that they are in the woods. Every day I walk outside, Sonny, I have a grim reminder of May 2nd. I see colorful ribbons by the thousands. I did all those camera interviews for what, Sonny? Not fun, that's for sure. I lost everything from the disappearance. I can't spend time with my kids. I'm torn apart on the internet. But one thing still remains. When Meadow grows up, she will see her dad do lots for her sister and brother. He didn't hide. Even my other 2 kids wanted to help me. Let's see, hold on. Didn't help me. Oh, wait. Part of this? No, what did I lose my chat? Can be Commander of Operations came to you. Oh, brother. And asked us. Okay, so not sure if I'm missing a sentence there on that. But anyways, okay. I just don't want to be, my 2 kids wanted, just give me a second on this. Wanted to help me. Okay, one second, guys. I want to just make sure that I don't want to miss anything on that. Okay. I want 1 sec. Stop. Go back. Make that smaller for a sec. Because usually I try to show. Oh no. Okay. No. I had it right, guys. Okay. That's perfect. Let me bring that back up. I was having a dumb moment. Okay, why is there this really bad lag? Okay. I'm getting a really bad lag. Wow. Okay. Stop screen. My goodness. There's a bad lag going on with Canva or StreamYard. Let's see if I can do it. Share screen. Let's go back there. Hopefully everything's good. Okay. So I left off here and my brother, okay? And my brother. So I did show the next line. Wait. How come it's not showing it to you guys? There's a lag. Are you guys feeling this lag?
No, not really. Not today. Usually I am, but today's good for me.
Okay. Well, it's just it's just StreamYard then, because it's like it took like a good 30 seconds for that to populate on the screen. But okay, no problem, as long as we're good to go now. So you guys can see my brother and my brother. So, okay, so commanders of operations came to me privately and my brother and asked us if anything could be improved on. First thing my brother said is, why the fuck, whatever, was there a young kid around a search area with missing kids, and his tracks could have caused false evidence. That blanket was not in the tree that morning. I drove up that road, my father and 3 of my uncles. The searchers and the RCMP did as well. My neighbor walked up to the road 2 days prior. The narrative may be shifted at me by everyone on the other side, but I'm not going to bash Malaya. If she wanted out, that's fine. If it was a huge plan developed by her friends, so be it. Malaya never hung out with Cheryl before the disappearance. Malaya and Cheryl, Shelby and Haley blocked on her phone, and she blocked them on mine as well. Well, Sonny, you have a story. Take what you want from it. I'll get Dan. I'll get Daniel, basically, what the fuck are you doing from the investigators? But I always will have or had a warrior spirit. I don't hide. Investigators told me just live your life, and saying some of this perhaps is small, a small start. Okay. Always remember, I'll remain the target as long as it takes. This case isn't calming down, and I don't think it should, but the results are not where they need to be, and it only hurts Jack and Lily. I also wanted to give a little advice that could help parents out there. During school days, on a calendar, write a description of your outfit your kids are wearing. I woke up one day and my life was changed forever. I gained absolutely nothing from their disappearance of Lily and Jack. Lost access to all my kids. Mom gained nothing from the disappearance. She looked after and did more for the kids than Malaya's family. My whole family did everything they could during the search. Anyways, that's one long screenshot right there. Frickin' hey, it was too. It's a short story. My family sat me down after she abandoned the search and explained to me, Daniel, they're not in the woods. The RCMP said it's not an abduction, meaning that the individuals involved are known to the kids. So it's left only 3 options: me and my family, Malaya and her family, and friends, or the woods. I went over the conversation I had earlier with the commander of operations for ground search and rescue about the kids. I'm done rambling. There's your content for the next few days. And then there's this personal inside joke that says, sorry, top dog. That's an inside joke. And so, again, if you guys are just joining us, please, again, we are here for Jack and Lily. This is Daniel opening up. And as you guys can see, that was one text. That thing took about an hour for him to type that on there. So Jack and Lily is what we're here for. Please hit that like and share for Jack and Lily. Now, I will bring us back this way. Give me a second. Put my banner back on, because that was one big text. All right. So there we go. Okay. And let's see here. So we'll go on to the next one. And so what's that? Number 2. So number 3. Okay. And I'll make that bigger again. Okay. So you always said it's about Jack and Lily. I'm not saying it's not, but someone has them, Sonny, and it's certainly not me or anyone I have contact with. I'm not a bad person, Sonny. It's everyone has different perspective on life and experiences individuals and the upbringing. It takes a lot for someone to change their beliefs, and I'm not saying they have to. Everyone is entitled to what they want to believe, because if we had that, no one would be unique, and we wouldn't have minds to see every angle of not just the investigation, but life in general. I hope the supporters of the show get to see a long form message like this is interesting. It's more in depth than just the one-line sentences I produce in shows. Well, I'll absolutely agree with that. This is by far was a conversation with Daniel that, regardless what anyone thinks, it was nice just to have him, spiel off, not just like one sentence answers like he does in the show. And he just literally just laid it all out there. Okay, guys, for Again, whatever you want to take from this, that's totally up to you. I absolutely agree with Daniel on this, right? If we all thought the same way, well, it would be a pretty boring life, right? You need different angles for sure to keep looking at things. And that's why, with Kent and myself and Charmaine, we pop off different ideas, or sometimes they're from you guys in chat. So it would be pretty boring if we all thought the same, and then this case would never go nowhere with thoughts. But anyways, I can't give anything to harm the case. I'm not bashing people anymore. Pour on the allegations, just add that to the pile. Another lie will not hurt at this point. One thing you'll never see is my family or friends attacking anyone. Okay. I'm not saying Malaya did it, but leaving in front of the investigators and the RCMP with a shocking exit wasn't a good idea. Telling Officer Carol Mason that there was no evidence in the home and she felt safest and happiest with me wasn't a good idea, considering the allegations, but against me. Logan overheard that conversation. Logan, of course, is the cousin to Daniel, by the way, female. Logan was willing, it should be, to help Malaya in any way. Same with Darren. He wanted to talk to Malaya to see if he could help. Logan was there with Malaya the first 2 days she was there. I had Logan taking all the calls for me for RCMP and news outlets so I could spend my time searching. Still to this day, I still lay in bed trying to come up with another answer. It's not for money. It's not for fame. It's so the two little kids can get to enjoy their childhood, because right now, what kind of fucking childhood is this they're having? And then I asked him, obviously, if I could share it. He said, just share it, Sonny. He says, I have nothing to lose at this point. In all fairness, that's a true answer there. Share it. Included the inside joke, which he, again, top dog. Okay. So let's see here. Now, this was a question up here that Belinda had asked to Daniel that he didn't answer, that he hadn't answered during a live. So I wanted to ask Daniel for the sake of Belinda. And so Belinda had said, not yet. I asked her if Daniel answered her on this question. She said, Daniel never answered my question. Janie sent Justin over to the park at the school on Saturday to keep everyone off the property. I wanted to know why. And then Daniel says, no, that never happened. The old school doesn't have a park either. It had 2 swings 15 years ago. I sat on them for years. As kids, we hosted community Christmas parties for the whole neighborhood. That's how the community was brought together for the case. Everyone helped search. Mom's timeline is considered gold standard in the case. Malaya said that the timeline is off and investigators have the right one. Mom's is the one investigators have. When you say first, I said it wasn't the blanket. Let me see if I can get that bottom thing to go away. Okay, there we go. There was 2 blankets, the tree one that grew wings and flew up the road. And then there was one that was brought to my attention by Officer Carol Mason. That was also pink, but was not Lily and Jack's. And then he says, sorry, just got off the phone with the investigators because he was taking a while to come back. So then he says the largest section of the blanket was taken from the garbage by RCMP when I called it in. The one that's in the tree was probably the one in the interviews. I don't watch my interviews. Both are part of the same blanket. The other one wasn't theirs, was complete. So I said the large section of the blanket that was taken from the garbage by RCMP when I called it in, or I didn't mean to say when I called it in. Wait, what? The one in the tree was probably the one in the interview. Oh, no, that's what he said. Sorry, because it says you forwarded a message. I'm like, I didn't say that. And then, but anyway, so I said, what does this mean? The one in the window wasn't any part of it. And so I showed him this picture, right? Because you guys know right here, there's like this pink blanket, like, and that's not even the close-up picture, but there's a pink blanket in that window. So he says that part in the tree, here, let me take this away again. Come on, go away, bottom. That part in the tree and the part in the garbage equals full blanket. Full blanket is yes to the door, not window. It was never on a window, it was a door. And that's when I said, yeah, 3 to the right, right? And that's when he replied, no, that's not it. It was on the door, but I do see now why people said window, LOL. And he says, internet detectives for you. That and miscommunication earlier. I can see why people thought that I lied. He said, another thing that I can clear up with two answers is I asked for officers of New Brunswick PEI and all airports, but RCMP told me it's not a concern. I found that odd. I also know now why an Amber Alert was never issued. I asked one of the officers why there's no Amber Alert sent out, and he kept skirting around the question. I think he was given information that the case was not abduction because abduction is considered by an unknown individual or party. They already had knowledge that I gave when me and Commander or Operations had a sit down my mother inside my mother's car, and they asked me, was Lily sick? I said, well, yesterday she was, but it was a cough. I seen her this morning poking into the room, no cough, looked fine to me. Commander, I wouldn't have kept them home. He just smirked and said, Daniel, thanks. I'll let you go, and I promise that we will do everything that we can. He said, people want to pressure me, pressure the RCMP, but I'm not doing that. Why pressure the main contributors to helping finding the kids? Let's see. This, why do I have this one again? Huh. Oh, that's a fail. I don't know why I had that one there again. That one shouldn't be there again. How did I manage to do that? Huh. I'll have to look at that. Okay. I already told RCMP I'm not accepting a cold case. And I said, can you clear up this, please? Are you 100% positive on Wednesday and Thursday? You and Malaya had no type of argument about money or anything else. Okay. A lot of my things were in audio as I was doing it because I was trying to eat and just an easier way than wasting my fingers. Investigators know that my life inside and out. Malaya and me had no arguments. She was hugging me and crying on my shoulder until the briefing where she left. It shocked RCMP, but most of all, Cindy told her to get in this car now. Meadow was already in the car, and the only goodbye I got to give to Meadow was walking after the car and putting my hand on the window to say goodbye. Daddy loves you. That's fucking heartbreaking, Sonny. Then after the heartbreaking moment, I turned around to see 100 searchers, RCMP officers, and investigators shocked and mind blown to the fact that Malaya left. I know you don't get that understanding from me. Sorry, from me in chat with one sentence answers. Okay. I'm not looking for damage control. I'm only showing you the struggle and the insight into the events behind the scenes. I'll remain the target as long as it takes. I told investigators that they said, I know you will, Dan. The judgment doesn't matter because while everyone is entitled to speak their mind, all do judge. We are all human and we are all living for the first time. So if you're going to judge, analyze all the data, rewatch video, or I think that's watch videos. Don't have your heart set on sometimes from a small piece of information. Like, I hope everyone takes something away from these messages. And if not, that's fine. At least you took the time to read it. That means your heart is in the right place for Lily and Jack. I already leaked so much investigators didn't want anymore out there because I'm trying everything I can to help. I already know what's going to be said. Daniel, what the fuck? We have a conversation about not saying anything every time. But hey, it's already done. I have no time machine to go back and take back words. Mm-hmm. I did see on the live that you're fair. He's talking about the one with Daniel from the Drunk Turkey show, right? Just wanted it to be fair, not from somebody that had never paid attention to the case and have a fair point of view. So that's what we're talking about there. I appreciate that. I truly do. Think about it like this. Why would I wait 3 months to try to manipulate you? I've lost everything, all the allegations against me. I only have visitations with Meadow and my other 2 kids. My ex refuses to let me see them, even though there's a court order in place for the divorce, which allowed me to take them every second weekend. The reasoning behind my ex-wife decision is she wants to know what happened to Jack and Lily, right? I mean, honestly, don't blame her. On top of that theory, counseling, psychology exam, and randomized drug testing. So just ask yourself, why would I ever hurt Lily and Jack or ruin young kids' lives by hiding them? Life has taken so many turns. Simply trying to manipulate the world doesn't bring Lily and Jack back home or solving anything. It doesn't take the allegations away. It doesn't restore any form of the former life I had in any way, shape, or form. I'm not going to sit there and attack anyone involved in the case either. They're free to attack me. I don't care. But after these messages come out, I want the integrity of my character to remain intact, not for me, but for my kids. The kids will all see this one day. I want for them to see their dad didn't hide. He stood in the spotlight when no one else would. If you want anything answered, ask me before Monday. To all of the events taking place now, I must battle Malaya in a high-profile court case for custody of Meadow. So you're right, Sonny. Things just didn't stop getting worse after Lily and Jack went missing. They continue to increase. The main reason I decided to push forward with this is because with the information I've received from investigators, the blanket information I've received tells me I need to accelerate the word, not because I have any involvement with the blanket, but because of the information received. The case lacks clarity when it comes to long-form details. The small details it lacks, such as behind-the-scenes Amber Alert details or details on the fashionable exit Malaya made or miscommunication on there being 2 pink blankets. I drove Lansdowne Road the morning or the disappearance. I never seen the blanket in the tree. I was on full alert. I never even seen the exact location of the boot print on the pipeline. I've only seen pictures of it at briefings. I have every detail surrounding it, such as the exact boots that they had on were purchased and examined for true accuracy and assessment. I have all the knowledge on everything surrounding the case from others working on it. That's another reason I didn't display any longer form messages or interviews. I worked to gather a more complete take on the disappearance. I'm sorry to say this, but it has been 3 long, hard months. I don't know if I don't know one will. Gotta read that again. But it's been 3 long, hard months. If I don't know one will. People will always target me, but I've also been given the most to the public on the disappearance. No one can take that away. That's absolutely accurate. You and Belinda. No one remembers at the end of all my shorter interviews, I've always said, if you have any information, please come forward to the RCMP or local police department detachment. I've done that many times. I know locals news isn't targeted towards the younger audiences, but Sonny, I truly tried to make a difference. I put so much out there and stress levels so high that yes, there is inconsistencies. There are bound to be. I am not a robot. I'm human. We're at 13 of 15, guys. We woke up. We didn't hear the kids. Proceeded from bedroom to kitchen. I looked into the living room. No kids. I ran down to check under the beds, ran to the kitchen, got on my shoes, proceeded outside to the backyard, went around the fence. She asked me if I should call 911. While she's calling 911, I ran up to the cabins to check. And when I was screaming for the kids on my way back down, that's when my mom came out of the RV and confronted Malaya. Malaya, what's up? Malaya turned around and said that the kids are missing. Mom said, how long? 20 minutes. So about 3 minutes to get outside, then about 4 minutes to get to the cabin, circled down behind the RV. But Mom confronted her when I was halfway back with her 20 minutes, she said. We have time around 9:35 to 9:45. After I got back from the cabins, Malaya was standing in the same position, holding Meadow. I ran into the house and did Lansdowne Road. I never seen the blanket in the tree, by the way. Going out of the railway tracks onto the road and going back, doing Lansdowne Station Road, following it back to the 289 and finishing the trip by going up the trail behind the house, the right of the RV, if facing into the driveway. I meet mom at the top of the hill when driving back. The road can only be accessed by ATV or four-wheel drive. On my way back, as I said, I met mom and asked her if she was coming with me, and she said, I'll search up here because they would not have went that far. I returned to the house, and when I got back, RCMP were walking down the driveway to see Malaya. It took RCMP 12 minutes to arrive on site. RCMP were parked in the driveway, so I parked next to the marsh in the driveway area, next to the house on the left looking if facing the driveway. I jumped out of the SUV, then proceeded towards the wood, but the officers yelled at me not to enter the woods. I walked back to the house and was further told not to enter the woods. I was beyond frustrated. I wasn't allowed to search until an officer dressed in military gear gave me the green light to re-enter the woods. He said, go for it. I still remember it said Oliver on the back of his vest. I can't never give that much guy enough credit because every other officer said no. My cell phone was on the end table in the room, so I never had it the whole time. I checked culverts along with the dirt roads to along the way, I might add. I basically made a comment that he says it in every interview, so I can't forget that one. Only major crime unit or major crimes knows the full story. First helicopter arrived 1 hour and 30 minutes from the dispatch call. They were at the Garden of Eden on another call. And then this right here, guys, is a mapping that Daniel shared from obviously the search from the Nova Scotia, whatever the search that they were gridding and stuff like that, the mapping of it. So with that being said, I'm going to make this minimize. Okay. Again, I can't read chat whatsoever, you guys, by the way. I can only see that all of you guys are in here. If you haven't hit that like and share button, please do for the sake of Jack and Lily. Now, that was a whole lot of reading. And thank you. Thank you so much, Daniel, for having a long conversation with me instead of these little tidbits of information. I'm truly hoping that, again, that people, they can go back, reread it, see what it says, use it. You know, some creators will use it for their content, whichever, on there. But Daniel wanted to just put it in length form instead of these little tidbits. And again, I'm grateful. So Charmaine and Kent, at this point, what would you both like to say? We'll start with Charmaine.
I would like Kent to go first, please.
Okay. Okay, Kent. Kent, go first.
Well, it'll be short and sweet. I just want to straighten up a couple things. The reason why Monday is a pinch point is because today is Monday. And what he was saying when he said that to Sonny is if you have any other questions that you want answered before you do this live on Monday night, ask me now and I'll answer them before Monday so she could have whatever additional information she wanted. So that's why Monday became the pinch point. It's not that he's not going to talk anymore. It's just from the conversation. And this conversation, I believe, Sonny, was through Saturday and Sunday for you?
No. Just to I'll be clear on that. So part of the conversation was today. Most of the conversation was from Saturday. Correct. So that was after. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was that. Most of the conversation when we come up to the questions that I had asked, going back to question and answers, that happened on Friday night and Saturday. And the only other thing Somebody brought up that the mobile command center is in Thorburn. Haven't heard anything happening on the news, but because of the holiday, we didn't have any 6 o'clock live news tonight. I asked, but I didn't see it come back as if it was at Swallow's Garage at the V there. They do some RCMP work. So if it's at Swallow's Garage, because if there was anything major happening as far as an investigation, then we would see that. And yes, Root strength, there was a grass fire down that way today into the woods. So they might have headed down there to help communications, because if anybody listens to the dispatch audio that was played on Plunder at the beginning of this investigation, that was their biggest obstacle. It wasn't resources off the bat, because as Daniel stated, and we've stated before, they were just wrapping up a search in the Garden of Eden area, which is about 20 minutes away. That there was 3 helicopters, 1 left when the kids' missing report came in. The majority of the searchers left because they had found the kayak, and at that time when the kids missing was called in, they were diving, searching for remains, and the dogs and whatnot left and went to the kids' search, because they hadn't been working since earlier in the day once they had found the kayak location. So that's the only thing that I would say right now.
Okay. And and Danielle is in the chat. As you guys can see, people in chat are referring to Mom and Justin on Saturday on the pipeline, not Friday. Charmaine, go ahead.
Well, we had a conversation earlier and we decided that we were going to be kinder and still be authentic. And so for me, not that it matters, I'm aware.
Matters.
But for me, this changes nothing. Nothing.
I was going to say, go ahead.
That's really, I'm not going to sit here and dissect it and pick it apart and start debates. I'm not doing that today. It's going to be long enough. I think you've got more to go over today. But for me, myself, this changes nothing. So thank you, Daniel, for taking the time to talk to Sunny at length over text. But that's my kind, authentic opinion.
Okay. And again, you guys, yes, we did have a conversation about this. And basically, again, we'll always be our authentic selves, but I don't want to get into the whole bashing and trashing and stuff like that, whether it's to Malaya, Janie, or Daniel, or anyone else for that matter. I want us to look at the information and talk about it respectfully. And again, I'm not here to convince anyone of whatever you choose to want to believe or not believe. Again, it's about getting back on course, is what I'd personally like to do, right? Instead of having these lives that have a bunch of rants in them lately and stuff and like that, I just want us to be objective always, right? Look at things for what's being said by everyone's own words. That's what matters to me most, and by the RCMP. And again, thank you, Daniel. Now, there is more, by the way. And Jess, okay? Again, She was like, so there's no new news. Well, I think there is some information in there. Again, however you wish to take that is totally up to you guys. Now, we will be getting into a timeline, more information that was added, that Daniel had spoken to Kent, and he had given him more information towards the timeline. And again, however you guys wish to deem this information is totally up to you. Okay? Right? So, with that being said, Daniel did give me this video of Jack, and he shared this with me. I shared it with Belinda because I know these are her grandbabies, right? These are her grandbabies. And I shared the other picture of Jack and Lily when they were at, looks like a SeaWorld or something like that, some sort of aquarium as well. I hope everyone knows that any information that I have, I will always share with Belinda. There's no telling me don't share with Belinda. I will share everything with Belinda because two people, regardless, have been actively putting themselves out there. Yes, I'm talking about Belinda and Daniel. Okay. Also, we know that Janie did an interview. We know that Darren did an interview as well, and that got cut short. We know that Haley, Logan, and Cheryl had talked on Hidden in the Fog. We know that. And we also know that Malaya had talked to me a little bit a few days back as well. Okay, so at the end of the day, again, grateful. Just trying to see a timeline, and we are going to see more of a timeline about information that, again, Daniel shared with Kent. It's allowed to be shared here, but we're going to watch this precious little video first of Jackie. Well, Belinda calls him Jackie Boy. I'm not sure if I spelt it right by doing it that way, but that's why I put that on there. It's a cute little video. It's just so adorable. Anyway, so we'll watch this.
There he goes, trying to sneak up on a duck.
No. See? And water. No, Jack. Oh, what? Come on, let's go.
And then there's this picture, Lily and Jack, missing since May 2nd, 2025, as they're staring out at this aquarium. Not sure where it's at, but anyways, regardless. Oh, sorry, Charmaine, where's that comment Belinda just had up for Belinda? Sorry. I seen it as I clicked on.
She wanted to know where you got the video. That's all.
Yeah, it's oh, sorry. It says in the bottom, courtesy of Daniel. So that's where that, if you know why? It's because your head, it says courtesy, but it's because here, hold on. Banner. There we go. In there. He sent that. And I was appreciative of that, actually. So, I just want to say this because I can't help it. Me and my ex-husband, my son Matthew, as soon as I saw this, I just couldn't help but have deja vu because in Coquitlam, when we lived in Coquitlam, me and my ex, and we would always go to Lafarge Lake, and we would always go feed the ducks and let Matthew feed the little duckies there. So I just couldn't help but resonate when I saw this little video of Jackie boys, Belinda calls them, just the ducks and stuff like that. Just one of those deja vu moments. Just such a precious little video. And again, them looking in the aquarium. Okay, you guys, let's start off with this again. Please, guys, this is for Jack and Lily. There's 789 people watching or something like that. And there's only 304 likes. Before we move on, do you guys think that we could please hit the like and the share? Minimum the like, if you guys could keep the case out there. Again, for Jack and Lily, that's what we want. We want answers. We're Jack and Lily's voices. That's what we want to do. Again, right? The power of the internet and what we can do is amazing. And I know that. And hopefully a lot of other people realize that as well. Okay. And so let's just give people a second. If you guys could just, 319. Come on, you guys. There's like 700 of you guys, 773 watching this as we do that. Anyways. Oh, you know what? Let me play this one more time.
Did you want to address that comment that I had up on screen or no?
Which one? Did I take it off?
Yeah, this one. It's up.
So, Sunny Cheryl. So, Sunny's changed her entire personality since the conversation with the ex-police officer. Says all of us should have different opinions, yet prior to Down's infos, she was vicious with everyone. So, I'm not sure. So, I'm not sure if that's supposed to be Cheryl, like Malaya's friend. So Sunny's changed her entire personality since the conversation with the ex-police officer. No. However you want to deem it, I honestly don't care, what you think. What I would like to get back to is, obviously, I appreciate my friend Drunk Turkey Show from seeing this case for the first time.
He's here. Hi, Daniel.
Pardon?
He's here.
Oh.
Daniel's here.
Oh, yeah. So I guess, so anyways, so we should all have different opinions. Well, I don't think I've ever not told anyone to have a different opinion, ever. Sunny blocks and insults everyone with a different opinion, rants for 2 hours. So really you just don't want to be in the chat, right? You want to come in here with your insults and ignorance and start attacking me. Go right ahead. I'm not here to play my beat to your drum, Cheryl C. At all. I'm here for Jack and Lily. And if you can't grasp any of that, and if I want to flop like a fish, I have every right to do that if I want to. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion, as it's been stated the entire time. So that's not a me problem. That would be a you problem on there. So I will block you because I think you're being very disrespectful. And no, I appreciate other people's opinions. I don't appreciate ignorance. And so if people are going to be like you in the chat being ignorant to me, then I'm going to block you. Why? Because then you don't matter to me. Do you understand? Jack and Lily matter to me. You don't. So I don't know if you're Cheryl C. Malaya's friends and you're saying this to me. But again, I'm not going to sit there and take your insults. I don't have to. I don't need to. Now, so hold on. Why am I so laggly?
I'd like to say as well about that whole thing like this. When you get, when you're a content creator and you get personally involved in a case like this, it takes a lot out of you because we really care. We really do. And our own beliefs and sometimes our own attitudes get the better of us. And I went through it last week, and Sunny's she's been struggling too, just with her own thoughts and her own feelings about everything, because it's so frustrating to not be able to find answers. So if Sunny has decided that she doesn't want that kind of venom in her channel or in her space anymore, I think good for Sunny. It's got nothing to do with after a conversation with Daniel or whatnot. It's got nothing to do with it. It's what's best for Sunny, her own personal well-being, her mental health, so that we can continue doing what we're doing. And I don't think judgment is necessary. That's all I really want to say about that. You have no idea, Cheryl C., what it's like. You just don't know.
No,
she's doing something to protect herself.
I lost family. I'm sorry, but I'm not. I know you gave a super chat for that, but please, I don't want to see stuff like that in this chat, and I'm not going to put up that conversation or that conversation. or that particular super chat. I can see other people can see it, but come on, I'm not in here to have stuff like that being said. No, 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 not at all. Okay. We don't know. I don't know anything, honestly, what you're speaking of. Regardless, maybe you do, maybe you have information or facts and stuff like that, but I'm not going to entertain that type of attack of somebody when, honestly, right? If you guys want to do it on your own time and somewhere else, go right ahead. You want to give me some information and send me some facts and send me receipts to something like that. But yeah, please, I'm not into that right now. Playing something like that. So I'm going to move on. And thanks, Charmaine. And thank you, Kent. Oh, wait, Kent, did you need to say anything before I moved on?
Yeah. You got me off mute.
Yeah, I do.
So there's two things I want to bring up there. Tammy Burke, there is no need to focus on the coworker. It doesn't matter. What matters is they were seen in town on closed circuit video. So that's the proof of life for the timeline to be narrowed down from Tuesday afternoon when the kids get off the bus. It narrowed it down until Thursday at 2 or 3 o'clock, whenever the exact time was given. Guys, stay with us. There is some of that info that I see that you're asking questions of Daniel in the chat, and it's not that I don't want you to, but some of those questions Daniel has answered, and when we get into when he was answering the questions for me, it'll come up. The other thing I want to bring your attention, Sonny, is Belinda's got a comment. You got it up there now, I think? No, not yet, but it's coming. And she said, Jackie Boy was his given name by my son after his great uncle. I thought grandfather first, but it was a great uncle. And that's where Cody used to call, or the reason why Cody named Jackie Boy, or called him Jackie Boy.
I don't know how. Somebody also asked how old Jack. I mean, he's 4 years old in June. I'm going to say that he's close to, like, I don't know. Daniel can answer that. Like 3, like he's probably somewhere close to 3 or 2.5, I would say. Belinda says Lily's name was given by both. It was a choice between, oh, really? Between Meadow or Lily. And then they went with Lily and then Meadow. Okay, that's nice. Thanks, Belinda. Thank you, guys. Yeah. Thank you, guys. All right. Let's see, I'm just taking a look here. Oh, Daniel. Daniel from the Drunk Turkey Show. Whoops, I got to mute you, Kent. Daniel from the Drunk Turkey Show. Nice to see you in here. Gave your channel a shout out earlier. Said that you would be covering the case. It's very interesting to you. There's Daniel's link for the Drunk Turkey Show again. Appreciation. Okay, guys, we're not going to get off track and stuff like that. And like I said, people want to try to be nasty to me. Go right ahead, and you're just going to get blocked, right? I don't care about your subscription. I don't care about your view. What I care about is Jack and Lily. It's my channel, my show. Either you want to watch it or you don't. It's totally up to you, right? If I want to flip-flop like a fish, I can do it all day long. And if I want to change my mind, but the one thing I do want to do, like I said, is get it back on course. Yes, last week and maybe for a couple weeks now, it's been this, kind of thing where Daniel's been popping in and out of chats, it gets frustrating. You're covering a case, you care about the kids, you just want truthful answers, from the people involved. You're frustrated because nothing's making sense and stuff like that. And then Daniel does this whole spiel regardless. And then all of a sudden Jess says, so there's nothing new. There was a lot of stuff in there that was said, right? But it's up to you to use your own brain cells. Like I said, I'm not asking you to have my same opinion. So I don't know where somebody got that one track mind. I've never asked someone. I don't ask that from Charmaine or Kent to have the same opinion as mine. You know, again, we wouldn't be unique, like Daniel said in his words, but you wouldn't be unique and you wouldn't have different things to bounce off each other if we were all the boring ass same. So with that being said, we're going to get back on track. Thank you guys for being here. Love you to Belinda on that. And again, thank you to Daniel for this precious little video and the picture of Jack and Lily. Personally love, watching children. And I love the videos. My son sent me a video of my little granddaughter the other day, and he had her in a box. And he was like, to watch my own son have a child now. And then he had her in a box. And then he's like whipping her, in this little tiny box. And he's bringing her up the hallway. And then like, wee, and then, back down. It's so funny how we can instantly turn to, children ourselves as we're talking to them, as we become parents and stuff like that. But anyways, we're going to get back on track. Now, Kent, like I said, I'm going to be bringing up the messages from Daniel, between you and Daniel. Again, they were allowed to be shared. Oh, actually, before we get started on that, I will say one more thing. Okay. So I will say one more thing about something. If somebody screenshots me or somebody sends an audio clip and puts it out there, yep, I'm going to tell you right now that it absolutely came from me. If it's got my tag or my voice on it and it's not an AI voice and somebody shared it with somebody else, again, I would never put anything out there that I don't want to be out there. So I will claim it. But if it's misconstrued and misused and stuff. So if anyone ever puts something out there of me and my audio and stuff like that, again, if you want the truthful answer, always come to me. I will not take away anything that I've ever said or did when it comes to this case. I don't play games like that. I only seek the truth. And if I say something and it came out of my mouth, well, it did. They might misconstrue it or they might twist it and turn it. But just come and ask, if people want to play dirty like that. Charmaine, did you want to say anything? Or you just want me to read the messages?
No, I really don't have anything to say. I brought that message to your attention because I thought it was important to address instead of just completely, going a different direction with how we've been. Yeah. So I think it's important, and people sometimes they don't realize that we're real people and we have feelings, and it's not being sensitive, it's just being human. And sometimes it gets the better of us, and we have to put our own mental health first. And this is how Sunny's decided to make herself feel better about what she's doing here. So good for her. And about the screenshotting and sharing information, like, I mean, the point is the people that are out there sharing information and they're scared for it to be, that somebody's going to find out that you share that information, that's secrets, and it's not helping anything. So if I'm saying something or if Sunny's saying something out there, unless we say, you know what, we don't know for sure, but this is what I think, you probably shouldn't send that. You probably shouldn't share that because we have no proof. But if it's out there, it's because we've followed it up, we've tracked it down, we've done our due diligence, so it's out there. So
yeah. So before we get into this quickly, I will read what this exactly had said to me. I ain't going to tell you who said it, but I'm going to read it to you because I've already put it out there and I've already read it to you guys on a live already, as well as shared it with somebody. So this is exactly what was said to me word for word. Okay. I'm not going to say who it was that sent it again. I was asked, were asked not to share it. I wasn't asked. I was basically told to share it. So it says, okay, so there is a video that someone has. It was taken on the reservation that Malaya is on. Apparently someone, a woman, came onto and said, I'm I'm the one that has the kids. And something else I can't remember what she said. The RCMP were in the background as this was being recorded. Apparently, it's going to solve the case. Whoever took the video showed it to Darren Durwood, and he told someone about it. And that person told Lana, and she told them to bring it to the RCMP. This happened 2 nights ago. Now, Durwood went to the RCMP to have another interview at 9 a.m. For this video. I was told this and asked not to share it with anyone and just to wait. But I wanted to tell you and get your take on it. You didn't hear it from me. You're right. I'm not going to repeat who gave it to me. So I did say that. There was a couple of things I actually did say in that clipping. This is when I realized that we were doing a live, and apparently, Charmaine, I don't even know where that even came from. So I kept seeing you put something about Michelle, and I didn't realize till later it was the chief. That you were even referring to be honest, it didn't even dawn on me. And so I was like, oh yeah, that was what Charmaine was talking about. And oh yeah, right. And jokingly, I called Kent. I was like, traitor, talking to Darren, which I was kidding. But anyways, thank you so much for sharing that video. But I wanted to let you guys know I have nothing to hide. Anything I do say, I mean, sometimes, yeah, you do say, like, you know what, just keep it between us and stuff like that. But you know what? If I said it, I said it. Simple as that. So I just wanted to let you guys know, because that when, stuff like that, again, people start stirring the pot, and break your trust and stuff like that. And it's too bad because, like I said, there's certain things that you're just asking, to keep between us. And then all of a sudden it gets shared like that. But whatever. Again, I would never put anything out there myself with the intent of knowing that people will backstab at any given moment. And absolutely. I mean, I've said things to people, like, Daniel's such a liar. That's all he does is lie. I've said Janie, whatever I've said, actually, right? I don't find anything detrimental, but go ahead. If somebody wants to spin it, twist it, whatever. Again, if I said it and it came out of my mouth and you guys screenshotted it, I'm not into games. I'm not into those type of games, right? But anyway, so, I mean, those are the joys that come with being part of a true crime channel and Facebook groups and different things like that. I know Daniel was in a Facebook group talking yesterday, and I think it's Jeannie's Facebook group. I don't want to be part of it, to be honest with you. I think the last one was more than enough, and I just don't want to be part of it. I don't want to be part of that drama. If Daniel wants to talk to me through the messenger, then he can, and he can say whatever he wants to you guys all day long, right? So that's totally up to every individual, whether it's Malaya, whether it's Cheryl, whether it's Daniel, Janie, well, whoever, right? Simple as that. Anyways, so I will always never, ever be, threatened by anybody at all. I don't play that game. So moving on to the text messages now. I will do that. Okay, so shoot. Fair enough, Kent. I'll move on to these now.
Just wait 1 second.
Okay.
People were asking Daniel to clarify why he said that they use cadaver dogs when we have. Daniel did not say in the story with Sonny that they use cadaver dogs. What he said is he has more information about cadaver dogs, but the RCMP asked him not to say anything about that. We don't know if they did or if they didn't. They always said it could be the next step. The only reason why I surmise, and this is my opinion only, the only reason why I surmise that they haven't, if they haven't, and that's if they haven't, I'm not saying they haven't, but if they haven't, they must have evidence leading them in another direction.
Okay. Alrighty. And yeah, you're right. Please, again, before people start misconstruing things, go back and maybe reread it again. Um, that's exactly where shit happens. Because people, they don't listen, they don't read well, and they don't pay attention to what was actually said. You know, that's what I did this so that you guys can screenshot it, read it properly, and stuff like that, which way you used to go. Okay, so moving along on to, so these were more about timeline questions that Daniel was answering for Kent. Okay, guys. Now, before we get off track here, of course, if you guys have not hit that like and share, it's for Jack and Lily. Please do so if you have not done so. It's always about the missing and the murder. That will always count no matter what anyone says, first and foremost. So thank you guys again so much for being here, okay? Or not being here. Happy Monday. Anyways, you guys, let's get on with this already. So let's go. Okay. Ken, raise your hand in the chat room if you feel like you need to say something.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I think we'll be good going through it.
Okay, perfect. Okay. So Daniel and Kent's conversation, okay? So this is Kent in the blue. Daniel obviously is down here, okay? What is your estimated time of the 911 call? This is the last thing that I want to know for now. It was done on Wi-Fi, calling in investigators. Asked for that number. Wait, I just got to make sure. Hold on. Am I on the first one? Yeah, I am. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Okay. I was done, or it was done on Wi-Fi, calling investigators and asked for that number a week ago. So Malaya didn't tell them. She called with Wi-Fi, I guess. Ken says, yes, we seen that. And it was Wi-Fi. It was called on because obviously we have the screenshot. That's why I brought this up here of 1001. Now, Daniel, I don't think had saw this, obviously, right? So she called 911 at approximately 1001. And then he said no. And Kent says, yes, that's what she stated. I understand that you say that it wasn't that time. And then Daniel says, until you see the screenshot of it, don't believe it. So that's why I ended up sending the screenshot myself. Whether Kent sent that to Daniel, I don't know. But so I sent that to Daniel, and that's kind of where the conversation started. So it says, while in those messages, that's what she sent, is that she made a call. It's just says outgoing call, and she says it was 911 call. Okay. Daniel says she called 911 when I ran up to the cabins and yelled for the kids, which causes mom to come out, and I confront mom. I arrive a minute later, got into the car and checked the culverts and the dirt roads. I checked Lansdowne Road. I didn't see the blanket during the drive. I returned home. RCMP just got there about 14 minutes after the call was made, which 12 minutes, 14 minutes, right? Big deal. And then it says, okay, we'll put that at 9:35. So basically when Daniel's saying that he got up, that it was more like 9:35. I wasn't with Malaya for the 911 call. Then Kent says, can you state that as an answer so I see it coming from you? Perfect. But this is all old information, right? It's all out there in different places, but that's fine. We can leave it at 6 minutes before. All I wanted you to do was say 9:35 as an estimated rather than 9:40, but that's fine. And then I'm not sure what happened there with Kent, but it says room between, obviously that's talking about the children, last hearing them in the room between 8 and 8:30. And you heard Jack in the kitchen. Yes, but Lily came in twice that morning. Okay, that's fine. Meadow was in bed with us. So then you and Malaya were in bed up until 9:40 when she woke up because it was quiet. She didn't hear the kids no more. And he said it was before 9:40. So Malaya was in bed before me. What time did you go to bed? After 12, but not sure what time. So then you were sleeping. And then the next thing was 6:17, 6:18, and the kids were called in. I wasn't up when they were marked absent. Lily woke me up. No, I know before. No, I know, but that's the next thing that happened. Okay, he says that they went to sleep in their clothes, but I can't say more than that because I brought forward evidence that I can't talk about. Do the kids sleep in the same bedroom or do they have their own bedroom? Same bedroom, light is by the door. Okay, the next thing is, what time did you and Malaya go to bed? Um, okay. When you, how come that one goes into, oh, is this in the wrong? Hold on. Okay, the next thing is, what time did you go to bed? And Malaya. I feel like this is in the wrong order. Even though I went through that meticulously with the messages you sent to me. But anyways, you guys can, that's pretty much, I think this one should be here and this one should be here. The next question is, when you come in from outside, were the kids already in bed? Yes. Okay. So then at 12, when you went to the bathroom and turned the kids' bedroom lights on, did you see what they had on, or were they covered up? Like, dude, they have pajamas on, or what do they normally sleep in? I'm not sure. It was dark. So you would normally estimate around 8 o'clock p.m. that in May it would be getting dark. Yeah, probably. But Kent, I flicked the light on in the kids' room around midnight, and both were sleeping. Yes, I know you said that. It's sad to say that because that's the last time I seen Jack. I was outside with Mom working on the fence. Malaya was with Lily and Jack inside with Meadow, of course. I'll say this, no one knows, but investigators, we got food at the Acropolis in Westville and got home before 4, Acropole, whatever it's called. I've never heard of this. Okay, so then after supper, you went out and worked on the fence with your mom till what time? Yes, and the other thing is in chat, they're going crazy. All right, are you dating a new person? Basically, to
Kent
his
has
answer.
his hand up.
I knew that was going to happen. Hold on. Coming for you, Kent. All right, Kent, go ahead.
I just want to let you know you're reading these in reverse order. That's why it's not making sense. So just so that everybody knows, when I sent them to you, I sent them that the first message was the first, and we started at the 4 p.m. on. So you're going backwards in time rather than going forward from
Well,
upper time Thursday. That's all. I just wanted to let people know that.
so let me ask you something quickly, because I literally was 1 for 1 looking at Facebook to when your message was sent. So the one that you started at the bottom was supposed to be the first, and then as I got to the top, or was it meant to be the other way?
It was meant to be the other way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes.
I started taking him from the afternoon when they were in town,
Yeah.
and I went down through, and that's when I sent them. There, as I said, there was a couple that overlapped a couple sentences because when you take a screenshot,
Yeah.
just so that people know that they can go back and look at them. But right now, she's going back in time rather than forward.
Yeah, because I was literally, because what I thought you said to me was that you were going to send the first one last, so that when I got to the top, it would all be in order. That's what I thought I heard. But anyways, you know what? Either way, people have brains, right? I mean, I can easily fix them myself later, but at the end of the day, it's all compact in there, that information. Yeah. So let's go. Just looking at my Wondershare. Okay. Okay. Let me go back then. And come off. And let me go back to where I was here. So something about a crocodile. Am I at the right one?
Yeah, it's Acropole Pizza in Westport, but they sell more than just pizza. They sell a little bit of everything.
Okay. Thank you. I've never heard of it here. Okay, so then after supper, you went and worked on the fence with your mom. Till what time? Yeah. And the other night, so about the crazy, okay, the girlfriend. Basically, Daniel's answer to that was like, really? Because I'd like to know her name then about the girlfriend. So we all know that there was some drama going on with that and stuff like that. I didn't really get into that stuff. But anyways, what are the coming up with now? Does she have a name? What are they coming up with now? Does she have a name? No, some people are saying you do have no girlfriend. Okay. So that would be Ixnay, no way, according to Daniel. So what, we already did this one. Okay. Let's see. Where you got, what does that say? I got like posters. I don't even know what that says.
We were
Ken, I gotta
talking
mute you.
about signs, and he was talking about posters. So
Okay. Thank you. I gotta mute you though, because you're squeaking through my thing. I'll find the right one. Okay. So okay, when we receive them, where you got my whatever. I got like posters every 20 feet. But yes, I'd put a sign closer to the road by the driveway. It would be easier to see, considering everyone stops anyway. Okay, so when we receive them, we'll get one out. It's a double-sided one. You put it on the side of your driveway, and people traveling both directions sees it. The truth, like I do, honestly, I believe that I don't fluff. If I thought you were lying, I would tell you. Daniel says, open mind, see every angle, Ken. Oh man, if I was lying, fuck, I'd have to keep 1,000 lies by now. Look how much I talk. We're going to be ordering signs 2x2s this week. I don't know how you feel, if you would want one for your lawn or if you just want to draw the attention you need. Let's see here. I mean, Darren knows me very well. That's why he feels comfortable listening to me. Kent says, yep, I'm not looking for damage control, just people is to look behind the scenes. If I'm not a target, so be it. Kent says, yeah, well, you want them to believe you are because you are telling the truth. I do honestly believe that I don't. Okay, well, you said that. Okay, now, I never said Highland Square Mall. It said around Highland Square Mall. I myself got Walmart until Malaya made the statement of both blood work, and then I was thinking the medical clinic. That's Kent. Blood work, then the store, then Acropole, then home. I heard and seen that you had a nice long conversation with Sunny as well. I think that's good for your part. Not sure what that says up there. Cut off at the wrong point, I suppose. It happened that night, right? He says, well, yes, me and Malaya both seen Lily the day of the disappearance. Yeah, no, that's what the statement said. It never said Highland Square Mall. It said around Highland Square Mall. I myself got to Walmart until Malaya made to the statement of both blood work. And then I was thinking the medical clinic. Okay. So, yeah, I know you said that. I was just wondering if that was a normal practice of them wearing clothes or not. And Daniel says, by the way, we were not seen at Highland Square Mall. As I said, around the Highland Square Mall at a store close. Obviously, that would have been by. If it never happened before then, I would question why it happened that night. Another follow-up question. You said that the kids that night were sleeping or went to their bed clothes. Was that normal practice? Did they do that a lot of times, or did they normally have pajamas? Sometimes they did. Sometimes they would. It depends. It all depends on how tired they were. Malaya put them to bed. I was out helping with the fence. Okay. Now, Kent, I'm going to go back to you. For some reason, I thought there was a few things more said, but I have all the screenshots. I got to unmute you.
Hello?
Hello.
Yep.
Hello.
Yeah, there is a couple more things there somewhere. Like I say, that was a question, just so that people understand. I was asking if they wore pajamas because Mike the man was wondering if they wore clothes to bed or pajamas, and they were actually wearing their clothes Thursday night when they went to bed. But yeah, no, there should have been, I think, 2 or 3 more, Sonny, but I don't know.
No, I have all of them.
I can't back out to go back to the
It's okay.
conversation. I will check tonight, but I believe
There
there
was like,
was that was the main part of the conversation. But then you and Charmaine, when I shared this stuff with you guys, you had a couple other questions to ask, and they would have been separate.
so, well, I was going to say, I meticulously went through both sets of messages. I had my Facebook open right beside me as I was putting them in their order on here. So there was 2 sets, and I believe both sets had 10 messages, if I'm not mistaken, on there. So, but just let's go back to the gist of this, so if we can, guys,
Yep.
right? Is that okay? Now I don't. So on the Thursday, go over the Thursday, Kent, in a sense, in the timeline style that you recall,
So
regardless.
I'll go through the timeline going the other way just as best of my memory. Refer back to the time or to the screenshots for actual wording and other stuff.
Right.
Basically, I wanted to run from Thursday afternoon when the last confirmed sighting was through Friday morning. So I was saying, well, like, because there's one there that you didn't say that he answered that it's more than just blood work.
I read it.
Okay, I didn't hear you say that. That's all. But then there was blood work, the stop at a store, and then to Acapulco.
Mm-hmm.
When he said more than blood work, though, I was thinking it was more than blood work at the medical clinic. I don't know. I didn't get that clarified, but I took it as that because there was an answer there that he just said more than blood work before he come out with the other places. So then we go into, because you're missing, so then we go into supper time to eat. They get home, I believe it was around 4 p.m. or just after 4.
Correct.
So that one I didn't hear, but he got home, and so then I took it that they ate supper at home.
Wait, I thought a Acapulco was a restaurant.
You can. There is a couple seats in there, but it's more like a takeout joint. It's
Okay.
not a full sit-in, eat-in restaurant like.
Mhm.
Like they serve mainly their menu is pizza, and if anybody's from Nova Scotia, you know that Pictou County pizza, we have what's called brown sauce or red sauce, and I won't get any further than that. But it'll cause a war in most households of whether you like red sauce, which is a tomato base, or the brown sauce. But anyways, I won't go no further than that. So then that evening, I asked him what he was doing. He said that he went out to help his mom building the fence. I said, were the kids already in bed when you come in? And he said, yes. I said, okay, what time can you remember when you come in? He said it was starting to get dark. So May 2nd, the time frame would be between, I would think that it would start to be getting dark, would be 7:30, 8 o'clock. So he said the kids are already in bed. Then Malaya went to bed. He didn't give me a specific time. He could just said that she went to bed before he did. He went to bed after 12 o'clock. It was while he was going to the bathroom around 12 o'clock that he flicked the light on in the kid's bedroom, just checking on them. They were both in their bedroom, sleeping. So then I said, okay, so I can assume from shortly after 12 to 6:17, 6:18, when the kids were reported, that you were both sleeping in bed. And he said, well, I didn't wake up when Malaya reported them not being going to school. So I said, okay. And then we got into the between 8 and 8:30 when Lily came into the room. He stated that they both seen her. They both heard Jack out in the kitchen. And then we come into the 9:40. Well, he says 9:35 of the time frame of when she woke him up, because after Lily was in and basically woke him up, he was falling back in and out of sleep, the same as Malaya said she was falling in and out of sleep. But Malaya heard silence at the 9:35 mark or 9:40, so that's in the 5 minutes. She says to Daniel, or tells him, or asks him, well, however it's stated. One says that she's told, the other said he asked, do you hear the kids? They get up, they look in the trailer, they can go to check their bedrooms, they can't see them in the trailer. They then go outside. This is apparently when Daniel started hollering Jack and Lily's name. And when Janie would have woke up and heard Daniel holler name, she gets up a few minutes later. As she is getting up out of bed, Daniel runs up into the woods to the forts to check their forts. By the time that he comes back down, his mother's outside. She had asked Malaya what was going on. Malaya said that the kids are missing. Her mother, or Janie, says, how long? And Malaya says 20 minutes. Daniel comes back down out of the woods, and she's on her phone to 911. Daniel says that's when he jumped in the vehicle. He drove up and down the Gairloch Road, checking the culverts and the Lansdowne Road. And by the time he get back from doing that, that's when the RCMP were on site and we're into search mode. Because another couple messages that you were missing, Sonny, is the 2 questions you got me to ask Janie.
No, I didn't put them in because I think those were just, yeah.
Okay, no, I just thought that you were.
Go ahead. Go ahead and
Yeah,
say
well,
it.
I can't remember. You have to.
Oh,
read
sure.
them. Yeah.
I have to scroll up. I kind of purposely left those ones out because they weren't in a form of a text message, I don't believe.
They were, but I just copied. They were messenger questions, but I just
Right.
copied and pasted you the answers that she gave to the 2 of them.
And right, and I always want receipt, like the actual receipt for screenshots. That's why I didn't put it in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was gonna say it to you, but then I didn't bother. But I'm just gonna scroll back up for a sec on that one. And again, you know what? If anyone is confused, again, we're only going over part of the timeline. I do plan on making a video with all the information from everything that was said as a visual one. Charmaine, did you want to say something quickly there? I see you pulled up your camera. Charmaine.
No,
So let's-
I don't need to say anything. I just
Okay.
sitting here.
4, 5, 6, yeah. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. I'm just
So
trying to find.
this gives us a couple. From the way I looked at it, this gives us confirmed couple time frame things, but it also gives us new information that the kids went to bed with their clothes on. It's not a normal routine, but they have done it before. It's not that they do it every night. It gives us a time frame roughly of when Daniel says he went to bed. And it gives us a time frame, I believe, a little bit better accuracy of in the morning when Malaya woke up, reported the kids are absent from school until the point when she woke Daniel up because it was quiet and couldn't hear the kids no more. So those are the things that I took as being cleared up. And the other thing is that because a lot of people have been asking over the last couple of weeks, what did they eat for supper and what time did they go to bed. This doesn't give us an exact time of when they went to bed, but if Daniel came in from outside, say, well, no later than 8 o'clock at that time of year, it would be starting to get dark. So that would mean the kids were in bed sometime before 8.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and quickly, Kent here. You asked 2 questions to Janie. One was okay, just 2 questions. Oops, I gotta mute you as I say it. 1 second. Yeah. Okay. You asked 2 questions, Janie. Okay, just 2 questions. A phone call with your brother at 8:48. I believe you did hear the kids. Was it before or after that? So 8:48, talking to Daniel today, he said that him and Malaya came outside, started hollering for the kids. He ran up to check the forts. He had said that when you get up and came outside, when Malaya is standing there, was she there? Was she was standing where she was? Oh, was standing where she was with Meadow, right? And she just seemed to answer yes. And I'm gonna read one more thing here because that's the only thing that she put, I guess, is just the word yes. I'll come back to you in 1 second. Daniel looks like it said yes. So no, not to the yes part, but I'm just gonna say this right now instead of sitting there putting it out there. Daniel said no, she did have a cough on Thursday. At first, I may have said it was me that first said, do you hear the kids? But it was Malaya that said that. The reason I remember is because I play the day over and over in my mind because I start to remember things. Hi, Cindy. Thank you for becoming a member. Thank you for the Rickroll sound on there. Charmaine, you good? She good?
I am fine. I am fine.
She's had a busy day, people. Right? Just like I have too yesterday and everything. I was drained as shit. Charmaine's had a busy day. She was, racing home to get back to the live and all that stuff. But we're tough cookies. We're tough cookies over here. Okay.
We could maybe later show the picture of the buddy bench.
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. Just quickly want to take a look at this. I know, it's really hard when people are messaging me during a live. Okay, guys, during a live, I can't really get too sidetracked unless it's like important, urgent information. Other than that, if there's stuff, it will come on to the next live. But it's really hard to try to sit there and go between this stuff, doing a live, then bouncing over to a different messenger and stuff like that. So please know I will get to it, but I'm I get distracted easily enough, to be honest with you. Okay, so I'm going to go back to reading this quickly before Kent talks again. So again, Daniel said, no, she did have a cough on Thursday, and at first I may have said it was me that said, do you hear the kids? But it was Malaya that said it. The only reason I remember is because I play that day over and over in my mind, because as I start to remember things, you pick out odd things. She said, do you hear the kids? I said no, but I do remember we got up and she said it within the first 5 seconds and 10 seconds. Usually if we don't hear the kids, if we are not in the kitchen, if we are not in the kitchen, that just means that they are grabbing food from the fridge or pulled up a chair up to the pantry to grab food to snack on. But looking back at it, very quick to say that as time went on, things become more clear. The body starts to adapt to the high stress. The kids sometimes wore the clothes to bed, but Malaya had a hard time with Jack getting him to change his clothes on his own. No arguments the night before, but I didn't put the kids to bed. Malaya did. By the way, I never said me and Malaya yelled for the kids. Malaya never yelled for the kids once. I'm not bashing her. I'm just being honest. And that was from Daniel. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to Kent. Okay, so Kent, it seems like that the only word from me was yes.
Yeah, and then I thought there was a second question. That's all, but I have to.
Yeah, you can go back.
Yeah, and I will get that. Like I say, when I'm scrolling through the chat, I'm pressing and then taking the screenshots but yeah, for Janie, there was only the two questions that I asked Janie, and one was just a simple yes or no.
Yeah.
And like I say, the other one was, and the answer, the other question was it before that, or before the 8:48 call, or after the 8:48 call, when she heard the kids?
Yeah.
And I thought she answered me, but
well, what you showed me, she only answered the second question is yes. So what you put to us in Messenger was two questions you asked, and underneath the second one was just the word yes. So I was going, okay, does that apply to both questions or what?
no, there is another answer. Then
Okay.
I'll have to go back and look at it.
All right.
Because the other question was, when did she hear the kids? Was it before the 8:48 call or after the 9:48 call, or 8:48?
Right, exactly. Because I mean, she did say in the wording, like when she was doing the interview, it was after the fact of talking to her brother. I mean, that was in the interview as well as in her own audio clips as well. So it was just a matter of you like I said, confirming it, and then having the screenshot that yes, that is what she said, because I know that's what she said in the interview. But anyway, I'm gonna mute you for a second.
Yep.
Charmaine, what did you want to say in all of this, by the way? Anything more? Like this is what I wanted to cover today was this, and I know you're gonna show your buddy bench. Is there a particular picture that you want me to show?
Video? Are you done? Sorry, I was.
Well, we're almost done. Absolutely. Again, I wanted to keep it just kind of like just clean and let people, again, you guys can go back and watch the live and, start, stop, and look at everything. Take your screenies, whatever you have to do on that. I like how I don't have access to the timeline anymore. And I don't seem to have access to that. Maybe I pissed in somebody's pot on this live. But again, I'm not going to entertain side shit or side drama that I have no knowledge about and stuff like that. Again, no offense to anyone, but It's kind of like Micmac, right? I'm not into people freaking being cryptic or asking shit about stuff that has, nothing to do with Jack and Lily per se. When it comes to other people and stuff, especially about the stuff that was put on that super chat, stuff like that. So I'm not meaning to offend you, but I got to run the channel, and that's something I didn't want to get into whatsoever. It's not my monkey, not my circus on that stuff. Jack and Lily is what I care about. And if anyone has any information that can contribute to that, that's all I want out of this all. What history and all that people have. Again, if I was in the United States, I'd deep dive them all day long. Canada, somebody wants to show me facts, show me proof that something like that exists, and there's proof of it, so be it. But send it to me privately, then it will be dealt with. Anyways, go ahead, Charmaine.
I don't really have anything to say about your screenshots and stuff. I think I've said my piece, and I'll reserve judgment for another day. I mean, there's really no need to hear from me on that today. But my buddy bench is a different story. I pulled it up in our messenger, what I sent you from my phone earlier, but it won't play on my thing. So I resent you the one video just of the sexiest MFer on the planet building it. But anyway, trying to see if there's one of the completed.
Well, just send me the best picture you have if you don't mind, because the ones that you sent today were a couple of videos and then a side view of the buddy bench. Did you seen it today, Charmaine? If anyone doesn't know, again, Charmaine, it was ridiculous when Charmaine heard that some of these buddy benches cost like $2,000. Again, for people that want to talk about money, the channel, none of your business, by the way. Now, the buddy bench is something that Charmaine took it upon herself to, as buddy benches were being talked about, that said, no way, we can build this for nothing, way less. So Charmaine and Ian have taken out of their time while building the home to make this buddy bench for Jack and Lily out of their own pockets. There are some people that have contributed to the buddy bench, and Charmaine will appreciate that, and thanks you very much. And they're working on about the shipping cost, and Kent talking with somebody or something like that. Again, the whole purpose of this buddy bench is that it's going to go to the children at the school, right, Charmaine? It's got been engraved. Charmaine sent me a photo. This is stuff done from the beautiful heart of Charmaine and Ian, as well as others like Cheryl and her husband doing the log and stuff like that, right? So again, it's beautiful that people write songs, write poems, go the extra mile, whatever you want to call it, to totally do stuff like this. Oh, okay.
So
now,
I do want to play the video before I show the picture, only because some of it was stained, and Ian decided that the boards weren't smooth enough for the kids, so he took it all off and he put it all through the planer and sanded it all again, so it's all smooth, and this has a better look of the wood that's on it. But I also just think it's a really funny video. So myself, I think did you
put that video up there yourself?
Yeah, I'm a co-host. Remember?
Yes.
That Socks and Crocs. He's great. He's my favorite. I don't know how to get rid of this.
Oh. What are you trying to get rid of?
Already. That. So you can see how the wood is nicely rounded and stuff now. So in the picture I'm going to show you, it's not. So this is before it was taken back and put through the planer, if that makes sense. So
they can't pop out.
And also this one doesn't have like arm caps on them either. So, I mean, that's basically the shell of it in the wood, but then it all came apart and it got put through the planer and the arm caps are on it. Like, it's complete now. I have to do the staining tomorrow. So I said some of it was stained and he's like, no, it's too rough. They could get a sliver, blah, blah, blah. So it's smooth like butter now. It weighs about 50 pounds. It's not that bad. 2 adults fit on it comfortably. It's a little bit low for kids, you know. It's adorable. And he actually said, so I'm keeping this one. And I told him he couldn't. But it is really nice, and we're probably going to end up building our own little buddy bench. I'm really proud of it. This, like I said, this is the rough. This was yesterday. Today, everything was put through, sanded again, put through the planer. Tomorrow it's going to be stained, and then we are going to figure out shipping, get it there. But it's beautiful. It's all cedar, handcrafted. Ian is so talented, and this is his first bench ever, so very proud of him, very happy with what he did for us.
Well, it sounds like Ian's gonna get lucky tonight.
He's very good. He totally took time out of building his house to do this for me. So just
maybe because he loves you. Maybe.
He's an amazing human being, yeah. Yeah.
Just saying.
And he's not here and he can't hear me, so I don't have to tell him that.
You know what? I mean, I think it's amazing. I think it will be awesome for it to go to the school, have the kids put their little handprints or whatever on it and stuff like that. Now, did you get your piece of the engraving back, did you say? Is it back yet?
It's not back yet.
Okay. Yeah.
Can the kids be traumatized by revenge? I don't think so. My hope is that they will feel included. It'll help them feel positive about it, like they're doing something positive for Jack and Lily, and it's going to be I hope it doesn't do any harm to anybody. I honestly just truly hope it's for healing and awareness, and just to remind people that you don't have to know. Like, we've never built a bench before, and the wood literally cost me all in, everything in, under $200. So, and I don't know what wood costs there, but wood here is not expensive.
Right.
Or sorry, it's not cheap. So, I mean, it doesn't have to be $2,000. It doesn't have to be that way. People can do things.
Well, absolutely. And I just want to say, what, is there like a thunderstorm warning going on?
Yeah, I've got right now. Stepha, you can just message me. Just send me a message, and I don't want to put out for any donations to help with shipping right yet, because Kent is looking into something. And the person that's helping me, she's in logistics. She might be able to get me a really good deal. So I don't want any money right now, but obviously $450 for shipping, if that is the final cost, is a lot. So I probably will put the word out. But if and when that day comes, I will give my own PayPal so that it doesn't have to go through Sunny. So YouTube takes their money.
Yeah. Don't be sending anything this way for Charmaine. She got her own Interact thing that you can send it to her bank. If anyone, once everything's finalized, if there's anyone that wants to put towards it. I know I have 3 donations: Law's family, Anon. Where is Anon anyway? They didn't block it on Anon. Where are you? And
I heard that he left.
He what?
I heard that he left YouTube community altogether because of this case. It was getting too much.
Oh, you know what, guys? It does happen, right? I mean, even me yesterday, I was like, honestly, like, oops, 1 second. 1 second. I'll just make
last week for me.
Yeah, like honestly, when I was at my sister's, I couldn't like almost like conjugate a sentence together. I was drained. I did 2 lives. I was talking to Daniel. A ton of people were messaging me, and messages coming in. And honestly, when I woke up, I did not feel well. I just felt so drained and I had a sore throat. And I just kind of figured it was just because I just overdid myself a bit, which I know I do, right? But when I was at my sister's house, honestly, I just felt so heavy. And I felt like every time I was showing her something to read, and then she would ask me about it, I'm just like, ugh, it can't even be us.
I
Ugh.
want to know what Nancy means by this. Charmaine's on something. Sunny's carrying the show. Number one, Sunny's show. This is Sunny's show. And I don't know what you mean by Charmaine's on something. Charmaine's on very little sleep. Charmaine's on menopause. And Charmaine doesn't do drugs and doesn't drink alcohol. So,
Yep.
what?
Yeah. Please understand. This is my channel. This is my show. It's not Charmaine's show. It's not Kent's show. They are being gracious enough to come on and do lives. Charmaine has always stated that this is my channel, right? There has been a great group of friends that I know, and Kent coming to know in this case, that have put their time aside to do it. Again, I ask if they want to and have time, they join. If they don't have time, or sometimes I don't need either of them to join. But this is Sunny's channel, yes. And so
Why are
Charmaine,
you carrying your show, Sunny? I'm
What
too
you saying?
busy. Hi.
I was gonna say, Charmaine, you must be tweaking a bit. I think
What the
that's what's
fuck,
going on.
man? That is probably the dumbest thing I've ever
on.
seen in chat
Charmaine,
towards me.
hold on. You know how we feel about this. Come on now. Where's our titles? Hold on. Let me take this away. There she is. That's why she is called the other one. All right. Everyone blames Sunny. They don't blame Kent. They don't blame Charmaine. No matter who's speaking, I take the heat for it. That's why she's the other one, because most people can never remember her name. And Kent's the good one. That's so funny. Charmaine, just whatever you're on, get off of it right now. All right? Stop tweaking over there. Oh, my goodness. What was I going to do?
Or was I being like choked up or something? Did I misconstrue being fucking tired today? Like, oh wait.
I don't even know. What was that person's name?
I don't know, Nancy.
Well, you know what? I have mods for a reason. Let's see here. Nancy Mills, please report to YouTube jail. Right? Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Some things where people say, I swear to God.
I don't know if they're referring to me not wanting to comment on tonight's content, and I'm doing it out of respect. That's not what tonight is about. My opinion on this stuff doesn't need to be shared tonight. That's not what tonight's tone is all about. So, Pardon me while I go. What do you even call it? Smoke up? I think back in the day.
Yeah, you roll
choke
up
on
a
it.
yeah.
Do some math.
Yeah. Kent.
Yeah.
I do have to ask you one thing before you want to say anything else. Belinda asked about an ATV and something about the darkness. Do you know anything about that? Belinda, can you put your comment there again? Yeah, Charmaine's high on life, and I appreciate that.
I'm certainly not high on life. Let me just tell you that much right now. But that triggered me. I don't do drugs, thank you. Oh, that is so offensive.
Have a drink.
I'm gonna tonight. Thanks, Nancy.
Right, Nancy? I think you freaking popped her cherry on this one. Go ahead, Charmaine. You do it. Kent, do you remember What? So there was something about an ATV. Um, there was something about an ATV.
Yeah, I'm looking for her comment to see if it
Oh,
pops up, but
yeah, it was something about. Belinda, it'd be better for you to type it faster if you could.
yeah, I'm the thorn between two roses, as I stated in the chat. These ladies are fine people to be with, and like I say, I'm got into
Oh,
this just trying to bring a little bit of a local perspective. That's the only.
yeah.
I'm trying to find Belinda's comments, honey. I can't.
Oh, I mean, if Belinda could type a little faster, let's go. Come
Is
on,
she
Belinda.
still here?
Yeah, come on, Belinda. Come on. I know you're here. Yeah. She always usually lasts pretty much to the bitter end. And where's Chelsea today? What is Chelsea doing that's so important? Want to know?
She's Belinda's like me, one letter at a time typing. Oh, there she is. Witness said they drove by
oh, sorry,
at
Charmaine.
10 Thursday night, and the trailer was in complete darkness. Is it or blackness? I don't know, Belinda. I could ask Daniel that, or if Daniel's still here. I would suspect just by looking that unless they were up in the living room, if it only was a TV light on, like I know I watch TV in the dark all the time. I don't have a light on. So definitely from 50 to 100 feet away from the road, it could be look like total darkness in the house.
I'm trying
I
to.
remember
Yeah.
the comment.
What, Charmaine? Come
I
on,
just
Nancy.
I don't remember that comment.
She's still going on.
Nancy,
Oh.
where are you? Huh? I'm
Oh,
looking
this
for
is a different
Nancy.
one. It was Nancy Mills. This is a different one. Or Nancy Dar. I don't like my buddy bench has nothing to do with the fundraiser, the previous one or this one. Nothing to do with it whatsoever. Mine was strictly on the one time we were looking at buddy benches and the cost was astronomical. So I said, I'll make one and I'll donate it to the school. It's one less thing for them to raise money for. It has not. So if you sent money for a buddy bench, it's not my buddy bench. I'm so sorry.
And Nancy Dar, just to expand on that, we are looking at having 2 buddy benches. So whether we get the other one built by somebody to the same specs and stuff as the one that Charmaine was totally kind enough to build with her heart and donate it, or if we buy a kit or whatever, just Charmaine got the idea, like she says, when Lana and them started looking at just purchasing buddy benches off of online or wherever they were looking, they were getting quotes of buddy benches of being around $2,000. And Charmaine said that was outrageous. She asked Ian if Ian would help. I think it's Ian. Correct me if I'm wrong, Charmaine.
Ian, yeah.
Yeah, if he would help her put one together, and so they took some of the cedar from the house that they're building, or he's building, and put together a beautiful bench, which is home built. And I know from being involved on this side of the country, I would like to see the other one built in resemblance of it, so they're not totally different. But however that happens, but that is still the plan with the fundraising group, is to have 2 buddy benches. So there is still another one. So if you gave to the fundraiser, GoFundMe or whatever, and had it earmarked for a buddy bench, that is still in the funds.
Do we have a special fund set up for our tweaking adventures, Charmaine? Maybe if you guys want to send money to Charmaine, we will definitely invest in that fund, won't we? Little tweak fund.
I'm not sure I want to start tweaking at the age of 51. You know what I mean? Like,
Twerking, maybe twerking, same shit.
I just
Different
feel like
problem.
I've got better things to do with my time.
Okay, now someone
And the
asked a
other-
question.
I'd just
Go
like
ahead.
to say one other thing along the lines of the Buddy Ventures. People have asked, we haven't been talking to people, or I haven't been talking to people at the school yet. I don't know if Lana was when she was involved in going that step, but the ones that are here now working with the fundraiser and whatnot, what we hope to do is present these to the school and then have some type of a ceremony in September, because I believe it's, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's September 30th, which is Orange Shirt Day in Canada,
Yeah, that's
which-
the one. Yeah,
which is the Every Child Matters
yeah.
day.
Holiday,
And what we can see happening, hopefully, is the case, hopefully, the case has a resolution by then, and we can do some type of a dedication ceremony, whether it is or isn't, around that time to the school and dedicate the Buddy Benches.
Oh, hey, thank you, Kent. I'm just gonna sidetrack here. Hey, DD Fuentes, I want you guys to be very clear, only because I seen this come in on my phone for the Buy Me a Coffee. It says you have a new member. Okay, so I just want you to be clear, okay? Because a lot of people will cancel this, and I expect you to as well. Is that there's a membership for YouTube that's $1.99 if somebody chooses to become a member. Now, you became a member of the coffee app, which is called Sun, Moon, and Stars, just so you know, okay? So if you were trying to become a member of the channel, you will hit become a member, right? When you, like, say, out of the live and you go to the actual channel. That member is posted up in the link of this live right now to become a member of the YouTube channel. So I want people to be very clear that when people buy which reminds me, I think somebody bought 3 tacos the other day. Shit. I just like to make sure that I thank people for stuff. I'll have to remind me. Okay, I'll remind myself. Sunny, remind yourself. Sticky note. But anyway, so just to remind people, okay, buying a coffee, well, I call it buying a taco, but anyway, the coffee app, right? That's a separate thing. That is, a lot of YouTube creators have to buy the coffee. Why? Because it was just a simple way that people wanted to donate a couple of coffees or a coffee and stuff like that, where they could use a different sort of payment because maybe their payments don't work here, or they just simply wanted to buy you a coffee, right? Mine's underneath Taco Tuesday. It's not Tuesday though. But anyways, so just so we're very clear on that, a membership on the coffee app is not a membership to do anything with the YouTube channel. Okay, so Dee Dee, just wanted to let you know that. I'm going to pull back on that one. Just saying, okay? So, right. So, as you were answering Kent about talking to the school and, like I said, on what is called Orange Day, I guess. You know what? I just love the fact, now not taken away from the 30th, but I love the fact that there's 3 holidays pretty much back to back to back. Thank you, Canada. Thank you so much. Because the first year that came out, it was optional. And then they made it mandatory across all provinces. So you guys all know there's a long weekend in September, then Orange Day. And then we go into what, Charmaine?
Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you so much. No, that's correct. So it's like boom, boom, boom. Thank you. Love my holidays. Okay. Who doesn't love a good holiday? Love a holiday. But anyways, so yeah, so that's what you guys are thinking to do, is have some sort of ceremony with it all, and on like September 30th, and do something like that and have 2 benches or something like that. I think that's what
Yeah,
he
I
said.
don't know if the 30th is an actual school day or not, but even if it's not, then
Yeah.
usually that Friday or before the 30th is when they'll hold Orange Shirt Day.
It's a Tuesday.
And
It's a Tuesday.
it's a Tuesday this year. So, okay, so it will be a school day. And they usually hold Orange Shirt Day events because it's Every Child
There he
Matters.
goes, trying to sneak up on.
And that comes from the Indigenous residential home schools, debacle or whatever you want to call it, of when
Yeah.
all the kids were taken and sent away to schools years ago.
You- Did the school is aware of the benches though? Somebody asked.
Like I say, I believe Lana had made contact with them, but our new group, myself and Janice and Christy, or Chelsea, I don't believe that any one of us four, which is sort of leading the whole thing's on that side of it now. Chelsea's got the Facebook group. I got the chat group mod or administer. What can call it is sort of handling the money, and so, but I don't believe any one of us have made contact with the school yet. No.
Okay then. On that. I'll put it back to the end picture here. I don't know how old Jack is in that, but you guys quickly, just would you estimate 2.5, 3, closing in on 3? I'd say 2, 2.5. What do you think? What do you think?
2. I would guess 2.
I'm gonna say 2, 2.5 actually. Not so much 3, maybe, but 2, 2.5. I'm thinking. Can ask, but okay.
Charmaine, do you see what support Resteffa says?
Let's support with Steph
About the
saying.
tweaking.
She wants to know if you'll twerk for us.
Oh, twerk. Yeah, absolutely, Charmaine. Twerk, twerk, twerk.
Oh,
Oh, that's right on her next thing to do after the dance bowling, I think. Yep. And the tweaking. I mean, if she does it all together, that would be great, to be honest. Tweak, pull, and twerk. Okay, you guys, again, this is about Jack and Lily. I mean, like I said, we're getting right to the end of our live here now. Thank you guys for everyone being here today. Oh, I'm coming right to you, speaker. Let me stop that. So again, thank you to Daniel. Whatever, again, it was Daniel's information. He wanted to put it out in long format. You know, people are gonna gripe no matter what happens, regardless, right? You know, not enough info, this or that, or this or that. But again, it was his truth that he wants to put out. And I think he did a really good job of, like, a lot of the things that he did say, I will say, meaning were consistent with some other things that I remember him saying along the way. And then there was a bunch of new information. Take it for what you want it. Oh, word can't go, freaking bounced out of here regardless, okay? So again, get the lives back on track. Not going to sit here, keep attacking Daniel and stuff like that. We'll put out the information. We'll go over the information. Absolutely talk about it if there's inconsistencies that need to be brought up. And it doesn't matter who that information comes from. If there's inconsistencies, there's simply inconsistencies. But the bottom line is that Jack and Lily deserve answers, need for us to be a voice. And for all those people out there, like at the start of this video, when you people that don't know about how YouTubers can make a difference, please don't be naive and don't be so critical, because YouTubers can make a difference, and they have in a lot of cases. And you guys can just, like I said, I've showed you a couple. Go to Adventures with Purpose. See how many cases they solve for missing people and stuff like that. That's just the one that comes off the top of my head. And other than that, oh, where's Kent? He's still gone. Your timeline. Oryx Wyatt. So I again, I plan on making like I want to do a visual timeline myself because I like visual timelines where it's kind of like, okay, here's the car here, here's it traveling. Okay, now we're back at this point of a timeline, right? And the timeline is only ever used by the words of the people talking about a timeline. Never because I'm inserting something. He doesn't have access to your timeline. I don't. You took that away. You took that away from me, actually, because I went to refresh your timeline and it said I don't have access to the timeline on there. But I'm talking about my timeline, not talking about by the way. And I know you and Daphne and that have been working very hard on your timeline. And again, so whatever information came of this for your timeline, I'm talking about personally my own timeline myself, right? I'm talking about me doing up my own timeline, not using anyone else's timeline besides the timeline that's part of all the information timeline. That's what I'll be doing because I do like to do my own stuff, right? If I do my own stuff, then I'm the one that's culpable of what I'm putting out there, not somebody else's information. So that's what I would like to do is a visual on the Google Earth and use that as, again, a visual, simple as that. Anything more? Where it can't go? Maybe popped out, but either way. Charmaine, did you want to say anything? Thank you again for the beautiful bench and showing Ian working on it. And I know it's been a lot of work and, you know, it's going to be beautiful. And Jack and Lily. Jack and Lily.
Nothing, just again, thanks. Thanks, Daniel, for talking to Sunny at length and talking to Kent again. And I'm too stoned to do this.
That's true. That's true. I mean, you got your buzz on. I get it. You're going to be a buzzkill if you actually say anything more, to be honest with you. Yeah,
I am. That's why I decided to smoke a big gagger today, just so I'd shut the fuck up.
Just call it what it is. It's a doobie. Okay? Let's go old school.
Yeah,
Call the doobie.
I don't do that, though.
Yeah. I don't know. StreamYard, you laggy sack of crap right now. StreamYard is being so laggy. But yes, of course I will share the timeline once I do it. I will probably start working on it tonight, as a matter of fact. I've just been kind of looking for when I have time, but on that, I am on vacation as well. So I do need to give my husband and time, and that's to go down to the beach, go to the movies, go do different things and stuff like that. I don't know why my thing is so laggy. It just is going through it again. It's StreamYard. I'm trying to pop up a message and look at. It's like I'm popping on a message. Look at. You see that lag on in there? Sorry, wait. Didn't see if anyone mentioned the orange shirt day. We did. That feels too bad. Rachel. I'm trying to bring it up, Rachel. There we go. Daniel, screw it. Anyone who hasn't walked in path road, the pass on the quad, stay fighting for the baby and off beach. Great content. Hey, Rachel, if anyone's tweaking, it's that comment. I could barely understand it, what it said. Do you want to re-say it just to make sure we say it properly for you? I don't know if you're using a phone to text on that one, on there. Thank you for the super chat. Did I read that right? Can you?
Oh, you did. My decoding skills are not quite what they usually are today.
stupid StreamYard is being laggy as
I think if I had to take an educated guess, I think that she was saying, "Hey Daniel, screw anyone that hasn't walked in your shoes."
Yeah.
Something about a quad, and keep looking for the babies. Just stay off the beach. I
Yeah.
think.
I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. Oh, there it is, Rachel. Yes. Yes. it's freaking still lagging. Show. Oh, look at that. Sorry, Rachel. Rachel, it's coming in. It's coming in. There we go. All right, you guys. I don't know why this is all of a sudden lagging so bad. I only got about 15 tabs open. Usually I have about 30, I swear, on you guys. But anyway. Sorry. Okay. I don't know what happened to Ken. Ken says goodbye to you guys all, I suppose, as well. Anyways, let's see here. Got Jack and Lily up. Ready? We're ready to get going? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's Reverend. Oh, wait. Let's see what the Reverend has to say. Let's see. Oh my, why is this so bad? Wow, the
It's
lag
not
is...
bad on our end. It's not bad on our... No.
I don't even have an update to do. What does this say? I've noticed after you're live or said something, every other YouTuber uses what you've said and twisted. It drives me nuts, so I've stopped watching. Well, thank you, Charmaine. Weren't we just talking about that? Weren't we? Exactly what Reverend Robin Newton said, right? I mean, in all fairness, I mean, most of them are just taking the content from the channel for the most part. So you might as well just come here.
I can't wait to see what's talked about tonight and tomorrow. Like, I can't wait.
You know, on there. But
this was pretty straightforward, and there was nothing drama about it except for I'm a tweaker. But I can't wait to see what they talk about tomorrow. And I'd like to thank you very much, Nancy, for putting that out there. I cannot wait. I can't wait.
We'll see. Yeah.
It's gonna be.
But I mean, in all fairness, you know, it's not like I've held these people down and forced them to talk to us. But I mean, if you want the actual content within the contents itself, between being twisted around, I'm this is different to me than analyzing, because analyzers can do their thing with it. But I'm just talking about is we don't much. One sec. Thanks, Rachel. Yeah, I'll put that out. It's coming. It's coming. Freaking lag. Thanks so much, Rachel. So I almost gonna read that again. Stay looking for your babies. Screw the haters. Search on the quad and not seen at the beach. Talk to text. Sorry, no problem. Certain words from prayers. Absolutely. I was gonna say, like, I mean, in all fairness, I mean, our channel doesn't really need to go to other channels for the information, because the information is from this channel. Without that sounding anything egotistical. It's not. It's just the truth of the matter. So I really don't need to go to other YouTubers. Now, there's Facebook shit going on sometimes and whatever, you know, so be it. But that's always sent to us, or someone's grabbing it and stuff anyway, you know. But I want to say this. At the end of the day, again, you know, thanks for everyone for helping the channel grow. This channel is about the missing and the murdered and the awareness that we can do. It takes a lot of voices for Jack and Lily, or any case, to make a difference and to keep it out there and keep it aware. There's a lot of people working very hard behind the scenes, maybe with no acknowledgement. That's what I want to say first and foremost is there's a ton of people that do try to help out or provide information. Totally appreciate that stuff. But if you want to come for the, the text and the messages and what we've said, right, before it maybe gets, manipulated a bit, because no one's going to sit there and go, oh, let me watch 2 hours and 15 minutes of Sunny and Charmaine and Kent tonight, right? They just kind of want to grab and go. That's fine. It's up to them. But you guys know here the information has been blessed because of Belinda, Daniel, Malaya, Haley, Cheryl, Logan, and stuff like that, and which is from Hidden in the Fog. But anyways, about Lily and Jack, right? But thank you for saying that, Reverend. Do appreciate that. Rachel, thank you so much for that. Again, thanks for all you guys. Oh, go ahead. Go on.
People are saying this isn't the first one, but come back to us, Charmaine. I know it's a joke, but like, what do you mean? Like, because you're not the first one explored. Like, what do you guys mean? It's
Yes.
over my head too.
Yeah.
What do
maybe
they mean? What do they mean by that sentence?
Thank you. And that long and stand all those jobs he's gone through it.
I don't know why it's.
What's his theory?
His theory basically has been that the children were taken by someone known to the children off the property. So that's what his theory is. It's not that they're deceased. It's that they were taken off the property by family members that are known to them. Not by the 3 people living on the property, not by Malaya, not by Daniel, not by Janie, but by somebody else that's well known to Lily and Jack. Yeah. Oh, there's Kent. Hi, Kent. Yeah. Thanks, Kent. I don't know why I'm so lag. Was your question ever answered, Charmaine?
No.
No.
I just want to know what y'all mean. Like, now you've got me like.
You got you tweaking?
Now you got me. Yeah, you got me thinking. You got me thinking I'm acting strange today just because I'm not being lippy. I'm trying not to be lippy. Like, leave me alone. I'm allowed to not be lippy. Y'all know. You know. You don't need to hear it.
All right. I was gonna say, you know what? Charmaine's being on good behavior. Is that maybe that's what they're catching on to? That you're trying to be on your best. See, we all have our differences of opinions. Okay. Now, I would say that Charmaine's the more harder ass than Sunny is, even though Sunny can be a hard ass. But Charmaine, she's more of a, I would say that you were more of a harder ass than I am when it comes to, you know what?
You know how you said the other night, fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. Like, I live that. And there is no going back. Once I feel betrayed or lied to, or if I have proof of something, like a inconsistency, and you won't clear it up for me, even though I've given you weeks and weeks and weeks. Like, literally, I went from having 8 questions down to 1, and even answering that 1 isn't going to change anything. And it's just not, it's not the time. Tonight is not the night. So. Like, I left men for less. You're muted, sweetie. You're muted.
Member person, whoever became a member a minute ago. Hold on. Gotta Thank them. Hi, Jesse. Thank you for becoming a member, Jesse. Okay. Um, so I said either you, I'm becoming softer and you're becoming harder, but I think the true answer is I think I've become softer because I, yeah, I think I'm becoming a little bit softer. I don't know what it is, but normally, Charmaine, I am absolutely like you are. You know, you freaking betray me. Gone, done with ya. And I think honestly, I'm becoming softer. Go freaking figure. I don't know. You know, I'm not a
Today
fluffle.
I've got a side bet. I got a side bet to see how long this new sunny lasts. We'll see.
It's not a new sunny. It's a
I am hoping. I'm praying for you, Sunny.
downgrade.
I hope it helps. I do.
What all I wish for, and I know you guys all do too. No matter what we think about this, no matter what somebody says, whether it's Malaya, Daniel, Logan, Cheryl, who else am I missing in there? Haley, and you know what I mean. Besides Belinda, we got to exclude Belinda, okay, because she has no stake in the game to lie on this one. But I mean, when it comes to the actual facts of this case and stuff like that, we all are in it for Jack and Lily. That is the purpose, right? I've always said that, right? It doesn't matter who's speaking from the family. My forefront is always about Jack and Lily first and being a voice for them first and foremost. After that, we look at, you know, what's being said, look at a timeline, see if the timeline makes sense, see if there's something that can make sense of it again, right? Tonight's live, again, Malaya, she had her things to say the other day. Malaya opens up. We did that live. Malaya closed down not too long the next day after. And then, you know, and now I'm just blocked. Now I'm just blocked on Messenger, which is all good. It is, you know, whatever. I mean, they obviously didn't see the fact again. For me on this one, they still don't understand what the internet can do to be so helpful. And again, it's not because they've ever been in this type of situation before. I'm not new to this. I didn't fall off any turnip truck recently. And I know exactly, you know, I am very wise. I am actually really wise when it comes to practicality. You know, Sherman, I know you are too. But when it comes to practicality, you know, what things need to be done, a timeline, information of what was happening, and make it about Jack and Lily. It's not about sitting here trying to be like, ooh, what can I do to get myself another 1,000 subs out of this and stuff like that, eh? It's with genuine intent that everything's done. People that are new to true crime, or it's a case that they're just coming into, have no sense about that stuff, right? I'm not, like I said, I wasn't born off the freaking turnip truck, so that's the reason asking any information. Hey, you know, Daniel opened up on this one. This is about Daniel speaking today. Take it with however you want to. I'm not here to force you to do anything, but put your, like, I'll do a timeline, but you guys have to use your own brains as well. And we've put out a ton of information out there, whether it's to do with conversations with Daniel and Charmaine, Daniel and Belinda and Malaya, you know, stuff like that. All the different things out there. We put it out there. You guys can build a good timeline off that yourself. And that's all we've ever tried to do, is just get information to build a timeline. Why? Because we know as YouTube creators that we can make a difference, and we can make a very impactful difference, whether anyone chooses to believe that or not. Totally up to you.
As long as the information is factual.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So thank you guys. We're out of here. Kent, thank you guys. Thank you guys for the super chats and the members and all that stuff like that. Again, thanks to Charmaine for this beautiful buddy bench that she's working on. And thanks for all the YouTube creators out there that are covering the case. And Daniel from the Drunk Turkey Show will be covering the case. It was his first time. Anyone that wants to try to shit on that, suck a big one. So I shouldn't say that, actually. So for anyone, I better say it better. My bad. I'm trying to be better. Belinda, thank you so much. For anyone, honestly, it was he was listening to everything from the first time, and I think he did a banger job based on the information. He's very grounded. Now he's going to be looking at it, and he's going to be looking at it from, you know, in a more awareness type of view once he goes through more information. But I think he did a pretty bang job for his first time listening to this case. Like, honestly, he did. But anyways, you guys take care. Drunk Turkey Show. Like I said, go sub up. It's going to be covering the case as well now. And that's what we want. We want awareness for Jack and Lily and some answers. And yeah, that's it. I think I'm going to play Jack and Lily's video on the way out of here, you guys. Answers for Jack and Lily. We'll be their voices. We can be their voices, and we will be their voices. And maybe we... Oh, she's talking to Ian. Just ignore her. She's probably, yeah, she's going, Ian, could you just get me my, you know, blunt off of the...
He asked me where the nail clippers are.
A blunt or nail clipper. Blunt or nail clippers, doesn't matter. Close enough, right? And do that. All right. I am going to go have something to eat. Good night, you guys. Thank you guys for your input. Support with Stepha. That's just one big troll right there, to be honest with you. And Kent, thanks again, you guys. And I'm just going to get that video, take down our thing. How many times have I said this? Must be tired.
No. Undies. It's a shirt. It's a shirt. It wasn't undies.
So your big
accused Ian of throwing his undies at me. Stop.
Is he being a brat?
I'll turn my camera.
Yes. Good thing Jack and Lily are more important than Charmaine's underwear. Just saying, Ian.
There were my underwear. They were his shirts.
Sure, Charmaine. Yeah, you keep telling that story. We'll believe it. Go ahead and tweak another one. Here we come. Here it comes. Ready, guys? Lily and Jack. From It's a Crime and Shame. And someone had sent me this beautiful song called Come Home, Jack and Lily. And I wanted to do Belinda, and I wanted to do Alana King, and all you guys out there. This beautiful little video to attach to it. Thank you so much for the person who wrote the poem. Thank you for fighting for Jack and Lily's army. Please hit the like and the share. Thank you so much.
In the quiet dawn of a May morning, two little hearts went out to play. Lily's laughter, Jack's small footsteps vanished with the breaking day. Come home, Jack and Lily, we're praying for your steer. The woods are deep and silent, but our love will draw you near. Through forest paths and endless trees, searchers called your names aloud. Hope flickered in the morning breeze as prayers rose up to the clouds. Jack and Lily, we're praying for your steer. The woods are deep and silent, but our love will draw you near. over Pictou County. Stars shine with gentle grace. The community holds a vigil, longing for your embrace. Come home, Jack and Lily. We're praying for yes, dear. The woods are deep as silence, but our love will draw you